Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by some of the best analysis, the world champ himself. Give it up for Chris Duarte, aka Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price Aches. We got the executive producer of The Flank, Benjay Nassim. And today, we got a special guest in the building. We got the multi-champion, the most pull-ups in the Guinness World Record. Give it up for Doug Censor Martin, folks, the legend himself, man. What's going on, Dougie? What's going on, man?
Tom, the intros always get me, man.
Come
they
on,
always get
Doug.
me, dude.
You know I got you, man. You know I'm coming in hot. How you been, Doug? You been good?
Yeah. I've been really good. Really good,
man. It's good to see you, Doug. Appreciate you coming on last second, as always. I'm sure some of you are wondering where Sam is. Sam just had something to do today. He'll be back tomorrow. He had to dip out early today during the watch party, and he's just a little bit busy. So, Sam, he's a busy man, guys. He's a busy guy. He'll be back tomorrow. But we got Dougie, so appreciate Doug again. Ben, you doing all right? What's going on with you?
Doing good. Was watching a Sidemen match this morning, Tom. That was pretty entertaining. But I'll be honest, I think if you played, you would have world starred everybody there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was watching the game, and I was like, damn, I wish I could have played it. And I watched it. I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, XQC's got to be one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen in my life. He's got to be one of the worst fucking goalkeepers.
Use his body. He doesn't cut angles, Tom. He doesn't know how to go low.
It was bad, man. It was bad.
Yeah, but Sketch was pretty good.
Yeah, Sketch was doing his thing. Sketch was doing his thing in goal, bro. He was doing his thing for sure. What about you, Duarte? You doing all right, Chris? How are you? Nice bucket hat, Chris. Look at you bringing out the bucket hat today.
Yeah, I'm going to a show, so yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to have a good night, but also, big time respecter day for us. A lot of 3-0s, some ugly conversations to be had. I think this major stage is going to be, it's going to be a nasty time for some of these teams. There's a lot of teams that need to make a change because we're getting to the point in the league where the first stage was very competitive. Everyone showed promise, but now we're starting to see where these teams are really falling, while some teams are progressing and other teams are just falling the fuck off. So
yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what's going on. I feel like nobody's competing right now. Like, it almost feels like to me that teams are just like the top teams compared to the mid pack. It's like the separation between them is just fucking insane. Like, it's there's not even any competition right now, it seems, for the top teams, just based on the results, right? So I'm looking to see some of those mid-pack teams turn up here in the next week or so, especially headed into the major. What's going on with you, Pat? You doing all right?
I'm good, Tom. I just hate how you never gas yourself in the intro, so I'll do it.
Oh,
Chat,
thank you.
get some
Pat.
love.
Oh, thank you.
We're
Pat.
a graduate of the South Harmon Institute of Technology, Tommy Paparato.
Wait, what are you
doing?
What the fuck? Slay, what the fuck? Slay?
Insane reference.
Pat, what the fuck is that?
Insane.
So I thought you were about to hit 5 different titles, 7-time champion, multiple MVPs, dynasties, take it down dynasties. I got nothing, Pat. I got nothing.
I saved that for the major shows. Those
All
are the
right,
major
Pat.
shows.
All right, man. All right, Pat. I'll hold you to it. But yeah, Pat, it's good to see you. I appreciate you joining up. Webcam's looking great as always. I think the background looks great. It looks phenomenal. Doug, what do you think about Pat's background?
You might have to crop me a little bit, Tom, because what I'm seeing, I got more. You got
more room
on
down there? My bad.
Yeah.
I got you head glitching. All right, let me see. Let me. I produce. I do it all here. There you go, Slay. See, now you're.
There we go.
You're a little bit higher.
That's what I'm seeing. You're
a little bit higher now, Pat. That's good, man. That's really good.
We gotta do a contest. We gotta do a contest to decorate Pat's background.
Yeah,
I like it how it is, guys.
It is a nice background, to be fair. I mean, I think it looks great. But I say we hop into the matches. We have 4 matches to cover today. Like Chris said, I mean, we definitely got time respected again. I mean, it's been nonstop 3-0s. We're also going to take a look at a few clips in the last couple series. I mean, some of these series I didn't really have much to cover, but if there's anything any of the co-hosts want to pull up and watch, of course we can do that. But I do have some clips, especially for the last series in the Optic series. But let's tune in and let's switch on over and get right into it. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Minnesota ROKKR to kick off the day. Atlanta FaZe getting a 3-0 victory here against Minnesota. We had a 250 to 234 in the first hard point. Granted, I felt like FaZe was dominating that whole hard point, and Minnesota the last couple of hills was able to bring it back and make it look more respectable, but it was pretty much a beating early on. 6-2 in the search, the red card S&D, and a 3-1 in the protocol control. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. A 1.58 from Abizi today. He was unreal, just all over the map. You guys know Abizi when he's playing at that pace and he's dropping a 1.58. I mean, you're feeling that on the map for sure. You got a 1.27 from Celium, a 0.79 from Draza today, and a 1.36 from Simp. So Draza was big chilling today. On the other side, Estrio, the only one positive with a 1.18. Geo 0.8, Nero 0.65. And Paul X, 0.66. So on the Minnesota ROKKR side, just not looking good in the slang category. We'll take a look at the match MVP. It's the one and only Tyler Abizi with a 1.43 in Hardpoint, a 1.0 in S&D, and a 2.08 in Control. So overall, a great series for Atlanta FaZe. Ben, we'll start with you. What did you think? Atlanta FaZe versus the Minnesota ROKKR. I'll pull up the vetoes too if there's anything you want to talk about there. But Minnesota ROKKR struggling today against Atlanta FaZe.
Nothing too crazy in the vetoes. I just think map one, Minnesota, some good P1s really made that like a pretty close map. But as we've seen a couple of these 3-0s for FaZe, they just kind of get into a second and third gear in the S&D. A couple of sketchy rounds early, but they adjusted well, took control, and then another protocol 5-minute map that chucked everybody's overplays. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll go on over to you, Duarte. Minnesota ROKKR, Chris. I mean, what's going on with these guys, Chris? I feel like with Minnesota ROKKR, we really like this team. Like, I feel like this team has shown like signs of life throughout the year. Like, we think really highly of this roster, but they struggled here today against Atlanta FaZe. Was Atlanta just too much for them, or what, Chris?
Yeah, I think this team is just like, they're kind of like mid. They're great. Don't get me wrong when it comes to pretty much everybody else except for the top teams, but I just don't think this team has what it takes to take that down. I think they've kind of stagnated in terms of their progression, and I feel like if this team really wants to compete, depending on how they show up at this major, this team might have a conversation about a roster change, because I feel like they're like one piece away from being able to like really contend against some of their higher echelon teams, kind of like Royal Ravens do, because I feel like the teamwork is there for the most part. They just have this issue with like a small map pool, and on top of that, they just have inconsistent players. I think Nero had a bad series. Paul again has a stinker, but at the same time, like, bro, Estro is super underrated, bro. I said this all the time and time again. That guy's a shooter. That guy's a very smart player, and he's good at every single game mode. Unfortunately, his teammates didn't really do him any justice here in this series, and actually, no pun intended, because his name is literally Justice. I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, dude. I mean, FaZe just came in, took care of business. BZ looked unreal. Simp looked unreal. Celium did his thing, and Draza was literally kicking back in his chair while his teammates just absolutely mowed down a ROKKR.
Yeah, Pat, why are you about to crash out? Pat, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
What are we talking about? This team has been a one roster change away for like 2 months now. Like, how is Paul still on the squad? Please, someone explain to me.
Because they're having a pretty good split. That's why
Big Paul.
Bro, who cares if they're having a pretty good split, though, Ben? Because that comes down to schedule half the time anyway. But Paul literally had 3 weeks of like some of the worst Call of Duty. And then he played a little bit better. And then he's just regressed back. Like, to me, he's been the clear outlier as the worst player on this team from the get-go. And there is the most clear upgrade path in Fellow that we've said a million times. Why are we still waiting? I cannot fathom why we wait. Like, well, okay, now let's assume that Fellow gets picked up. I think, Chris, you said the other day LAG would be somewhere. Okay, Fellow goes. Now they're even in a worse spot because they don't even have as good of an upgrade path. Like, this team is not gonna get out of this fucking mid pack unless they make a move and make the move ASAP. They have a guy that makes sense.
Yeah,
T-Fel replaces what Paul X does for this squad and is gonna get more kills.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with T-Fel. I was talking to T-Fel. He hasn't gotten any offers. I mean, nobody's reached out to him.
I think this stage will be the final one for a lot of teams. I know, we're not. I know a lot of people, Pat included, are just under the point that they should never wait and they should make these changes as fast as possible. But I think this is finally going to be the turning point for quite a few teams that are either looking to upgrade or, basically just replace somebody that is just getting shit on. But I think this team, if they go out to the major and they don't get like a top 6, top 4, I think this team is definitely going to make a change, because I feel like their potential's there, man. They've had a good stage 1. They're still a decent stage 2 here, but at the same time, I don't think this team's goal is to be average. Like, they have the pieces. They're getting some of the best COD out of Estriel. Nero's been explosive. Geo's had a lot of good maps. Paul's had his moments, but he's clearly the outlier here, like you said.
Yeah, Doug, what do you think, Doug? I mean, Minnesota ROKKR struggling right now. Atlanta FaZe still looking good. What are your thoughts, Doug? What are your thoughts on the series?
Well, I want to start with the winners. I mean, Abizi is annoying.
Yeah,
like he is annoying. Like if this guy's taking you from behind and he's just capping points, and then after he's capping points, he's switching lanes, he's going to the other side of the map, he's popping 3 pieces on you on protocol control, and he's just sitting there smiling. I would be sitting there as a player. I'd be sitting there in VOD thinking like, how do I stop this? Like, what do I need to do to not let this happen? Because I would feel so embarrassed if I was on the other side of it. And then you see Paul laughing about it too. Because it's like, what can you do? Like, what can you do when they're on point like that? And that's the thing that we've said about these guys for 5 years. I think we've only had one time, maybe twice. I think this year in the beginning of the game, and then last year before EWC, but there's a lot of controversy around FaZe saying they need to blow it up, drop Cell, drop this guy. But outside of literally 2 different times, they've just been on point for 5 straight years. And that's quite literally some of the most impressive things I've ever seen in Call of Duty esports. It's very frustrating. It can only be hell to deal with as a player. And when they're on point like that, it's kind of like everyone, Pat, even with you when you were dominant, or FaZe when they're dominant now, or Optic when they had their runs, everyone's just going to take their turn if they're dominant. And if they're dominant, they're not going to be stopped. So I think with Minnesota ROKKR, you can't really do much about it. You kind of just have to get mad about it, learn from it, get better from it. But the only way to beat these top teams and to beat these dominant rosters like FaZe is just kind of get slammed by them a lot repeatedly. Like, you have to learn by losing and figure out ways of just breaking them down, because they're at the top for the reason. So in terms of FaZe, they're just the best team right now. I mean, there's just no other way of saying it. They're just the best team right now, and they're on point. And if they're on point, they're going to have theirs, and they're going to have fun, and it's going to be annoying. In terms of ROKKR, Pat, I think that the Paul Geo duo for the ARs is a little bit tough, because I think they're both very fast players. I don't think Paul has an issue necessarily with getting kills in general as a COD player, but I think with this team, Geo gets a lot of kills. He's playing for kills. Nero is extremely, like, he could be the best on the team at times, and he's extremely explosive, like you said, Chris. Nero could easily take over games, and Estriel is just, like you said, Chris, I agree. Estriel is a very smart player. He plays to win. He reminds me of Apathy, if I'm being honest with you. Just could be very hyper-aggressive and make a lot of winning plays when it matters. I think Paul has a similar play style too, and I feel like he might be the outlier just because I think he's an incredible player, and I love how he plays the game. But with this team of players, it's like, I think a slow AR is what makes the most sense, because they're so fast-paced. And I think you need someone who's a little bit slower. Someone like a Insight on a Toronto Ultra would fit someone like ROKKR just to take them to the next level. But even if they don't make a change, I still think they're easily a top 8 team, and they're competitive. So it's kind of weird for them, because do you want to risk getting better and becoming dominant, or do you want to stay consistently in the middle of the pack and hope that you can make a run at some point?
They're just a tricky
stay
team.
loyal.
They need to find some room to breathe sometimes in these maps. Like, they just get into these scenarios where it's just go, 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 and they don't ever like reset. And sometimes it's working out in their favor, and they're getting all the kills, and they're just continuously like putting the pressure onto their team. But other times they're just getting blendered, and they don't know how to really get out of it.
Yeah, I feel like you could say that a lot, Chris, about a lot of mid-pack teams. Like, whenever they're in blenders, they have a hard time slowing it down and just like working something together. I feel like that's when you start seeing the solo pushes come in, when teams are getting pushed back and they're getting spawn killed and people just start running and panicking, right? Like, you'll see the top teams, when they get put and get pushed back, they take a deep breath, regain, and they kind of just make a team play together, coming off spawn. And bro, like, COD is a game of seconds. So if you come off spawn 1 or 2 lives and fuck up and just run and die, like, it's too late now. Like, by the time you actually make the play and get out the spawn, like, it could just be too late. So I feel like that's why the top teams are the top teams. Like, they're consistently making those team-oriented plays, where you see some other teams, like, they get put in these blenders and they can't get out. Like, they just start doing dumb shit. They start panicking and they start running all over the map. But go ahead, Ben.
I mean, Tom, click on Minnesota ROKKR on Breaking Point real quick, and then scroll down. You can see their map records. I want to highlight to you guys, there's a pretty surefire way to just kind of beat this team, especially in vetoes. So scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page. You'll see there's map and mode records.
Yep, I got it right here.
So easy strat, not easy, but you got to win the coin toss. Obviously, win coin toss, pick Team B. You're banning Vol Hardpoint. You're banning whichever of Hossie or Vol S&D you don't want to play. And you're banning Vol Control. And you literally win first map. You get your S&D pick. And then you look at the map records. It does not line up for ROKKR, because once you get them off of Vault, you see their map records on these other maps. They, to your point earlier, Chris, have a very shallow map pool. Some of it to the teamwork stuff you guys have described. And I think, to Pat's point, they need a roster change in order to solve this, because There's been a problem, unfortunately, since December with the squad. We've highlighted this issue where they are a vault heavy squad at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of people that are just like their map pool is just so ass that it's just like, I mean, there's been teams in the past that, I mean, there's been teams betting in the past that don't even scrim. They'll leave the scrim and not even play certain maps because like, oh, it's an auto veto, so we're not even playing it, right? Like, I think at this level, like that's unacceptable. Like you can't have auto vetoes at this level, especially against top teams. Like they will literally abuse that and they'll use it to their advantage if teams are just having auto vetoes, right? So, you know, vetoes are important, bro, especially when you're getting to like the mid time of the year, towards the end of the year. Granted, I mean, we haven't even been to Major 2 yet, but you know, we're getting to that point where, you know, you can't have an auto veto. Right, like you got to be able to play every map at any given time. Do you guys like vetoes, or do you miss the times where everybody had to play everything and the maps are preset?
I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think vetoes are necessary to have the best competition. But
Yeah.
dude, genuinely, because I was on this like nostalgia trip the other day, bro.
Yeah,
I was
so
watching
was I.
Halo. I was in like 2005, 6 Halo montages. I was watching like old MLG stuff. And I was thinking about like in early COD, like we used to play map gen, like that's what you had to do. Like you would find, I mean, Chris, you remember like the PCL ladders, like you would just randomly get fucking maps.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there's a world for like let me put it this way. I think the full competition should have vetoes, but I think there should be something, maybe the minor tournament, maybe things like that, some activation, some tournaments that have some map gen aspect stuff. I mean, but I also still think there's a world where you could have a pro PCL ladder that has relevance. But yeah.
Yeah, vetoes definitely make the game more competitive, but I also like the map gen thing because it just made it kind of like it was more random in the sense that it would be like entertaining because like you just like you could have like more upsets. Like if a good team or if a bad team like happen to get like their map set in like or like a good map set for them against a top team, like there's a chance there they win. Whereas like vetoes, there's just clear situations. Like we see it right now with like Carolina and Thieves. Like they just stand no chance.
Yeah, the reason
because of their vetoes.
Yeah.
To add this, chat. The reason that vetoes is important is because in a tournament you can never predict which map sets you're gonna get, obviously. And so like if you go into a match and I'm playing Chris's team and Chris just randomly rolls his team's best 3 maps that also happen to be my team's worst 3 maps, we're just fucked. Like that's not a competitive match.
Even if you're like necessarily the better team. Like,
it's just
overall.
I think maybe you could split the difference. If you had open old open style tournaments in group stage, you could have pre-gen maps for each round, and then you could kind of do vetoes for the bracket.
You all would be
Even
kind of
then, that's
insane.
awkward.
You all be kind of insane.
Tournaments, bro. Like,
You
Yeah.
all be kind of nuts if like they did vetoes, but then like whatever maps are left over, they're RNG like picked. Like you don't pick, you just like randomly generate whatever's left over outside of your vetoes. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, obviously it's not like the most competitive thing. We're just kind of talking shit here to be honest, but that'd be kind of cool.
It
Like,
just
it'd be
gets rid of
interesting.
it gets rid of the
just a
side
different
pick
type
meta.
of veto.
It gets rid of
Huh?
like people gaming like maps where they have a side pick cheese that like they get caught on bad side and they win most of the time type shit.
Bring
Just
back
get
ban and
kinda screwed out of
protect.
that.
Or Sam. Bring back ban and protect right now. Completely different.
We were actually
conversation.
talking about ban and protect the other day. I mean, I personally hated ban and protect because I feel like teams would just ban all the good, like they would just make it so like if a team was ass and they were playing a good team, they would just ban all the like the good shit.
I
Make it
The
random.
problem with ban and protect is there was too much in it. That was the problem. Like if we had like a protected amount, like a minimum stuff, and we could have
Sure.
ban and protect on like certain aspects of it.
I think it
would
should
work.
only be. I think it should only be guns and throwables.
I don't even think it should be guns though, because
Nah, it
it's
should
the same
definitely be
issue,
guns
bro.
because then that gets rid of the fact that you need like you
Yeah,
need
but
to
it's
like
the same
ban or
problem.
GA a whole bunch of weapons.
Yeah, but it's the same issue. You're not gonna practice fucking with 17 different weapons.
I
Like,
also I don't think it should
Yeah.
be protect. I think it should just be ban. I think protect is stupid. I think it should just be banned. Like everyone takes turns banning like one weapon each, one fucking like you know what I mean. Like you do. It's not even like you don't do it as many because I think what you had 4 people on each team, right? And each player could ban or protect something. It should just
Yeah.
be like maybe each team gets like 2 bans, like and it could be anything. And that's it.
Well, I think you're highlighting the issue with it is it was a button mashing thing, but I don't see the issue of protecting. If it's based on A, B, and there's a certain order to it, what's the problem of protecting an item or a weapon or a streak?
because there
I know,
has
I'm
to
just
be
saying.
a baseline that can't be touched. Like there has to be an auto, like certain things protected. Like that would be your rule set. Like what is protected is the rule set.
I personally only think
you would
I personally only think that
system.
if there was a perfect ban, whatever, protect, or like some sort of system like that, I think the only thing that should be non-bannable is perks. Like literally, that's the only thing, because like you can make like with throwables and stuff like that, you can ban teams that are good at frags. You can ban semtexes. It completely changes the dynamic of a game, but without still getting rid of the core of how you play it. Same thing with stuns. If
but
flashes,
Chris,
if flashes
people
were
like
in blah
banning
blah,
red
like
dots,
smokes,
bro. Like,
oh yeah,
they're
that's
getting crazy with
that's
it.
that's stupid. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
I'm
Bro.
saying.
400
I'm
IQ,
not
bro.
talking
I love
about.
that.
I'm not talking about attachments. I
Nerdy
think,
shit.
like I said, I think only guns and throwables should be the things that you can ban, and it should be literally.
But guns,
you should
creates
have
the same issue.
nades. You should have nades, stuns, and smoke grenades.
Why
and,
are we
and
why are they
guns.
clipping the wings of being able to play the game? But I feel like the variety is what we should embrace in that situation. No, like it's based on stuff like launchers that should never be in. You know, like.
I mean, that shit.
I
Yeah,
don't-
that's not even involved in the.
The
bit of
thing
protection.
is- the thing
I'm
is,
just
I
saying,
know-
like,
I
I
know-
don't see the issue though with leaving it protected in that situation.
I know what Pat is saying. Because like when it comes down to practice, it's like you're not necessarily getting practice with like
Bro,
all the
there
weapons.
was people in BO3 who literally played 8s all day, and they were godlike. And then they got into a match, and it was like a ban and protect, and you just ban the weapon that they play 24/7, and then you just have this
Yeah,
like
yeah.
derp fight, and you can't practice.
that's
for ban and
that's
protect.
But
thing-
weren't people banning Afterburner?
Yeah, I did that
Pat
shit.
banned Afterburner and no blast
I was trying to
suppressor.
play
Great
boot.
ban, honestly.
Y'all were trying to play jetpack.
No.
I was trying to
Pat
play
was
boost.
banning.
Ran
Pat was
shit.
banning blast suppressor. So if you did a
It's great
jetpack
bans.
movement, you would be seen on the map. But anyways,
No, that's not what I did. I would, if you protected Afterburner, I would ban blast suppressor.
Bro, if-
So
if
either
the
one
o-
to keep you on the ground, bro.
dude, the only way this would work in a good practice like scenario where people could actually practice this shit is if they just had specialists like in the game, and you could only ban specialists, kind of like banning champions in other games.
Yeah,
but
but
outside of
why
that,
are
the
we
conversation
laughing?
is
why
kind
are
of.
we, bro? You guys are like the whole thought process of ban and protect is adaptability, and now you're trying to work against that. I feel
thing
like
is,
you
you
go on
can't-
on that.
It's
No,
because there's
Ben,
too
you
many
can't
things.
scrim
That's the
that.
No,
problem.
I hear what you're saying. I hear
You
what you're
can't
saying.
scrim that. Is the
If it
problem?
was like
You gotta be able
Marvel
to play a bunch
Rivals,
of different ways.
if it was like Marvel Rivals or like League, where you're just banning a hero and someone has like that's different. But like, bro, COD has perks, nades, guns, attachments. Like,
There's too much.
There's way too much depth.
But
There's too
gonna be
many items.
consistency of how teams are going to want to play against other teams. Like you could practice in game plan because you know people are going to tend into a certain direction where they want to go.
That's what happened at a majority of events, and then we went to champs, and all that shit went out the window.
Yeah,
bro.
people doing wild
the
shit.
best,
Champs,
the
bro.
best
It was
team,
insane.
bro. I was,
Yeah, Pat banned blast suppressor and afterburner
No,
against
I
me
did,
and
I did
Cole.
that the whole
Bro,
year.
it's
I did that the whole
actually nuts, the
year.
shit I was seeing,
But
bro.
bro, we sat like okay, it was me. Just give you an example. Me, Assault, fucking Ricky, and Lace versus Scump, Formal, Prim Six, and Karma. Just from that, talent wise, who do you think's the better team?
The Optic
Them,
by
right?
far.
Honestly,
Why are they banning
Optic.
all the fucking good guns? They banned the fucking meta guns.
Nah, I don't know why they would be in
bro,
Americans.
bro, my team at Champs was me, Colt, Llama, Swirly, and who the fuck was our? I can't even remember.
That team is dog
Anyways, what we went
Yeah.
4-0 in pools. We beat Optic, and then we
Oh,
went
my
last
bad.
map with C. We went last map with
Dustin.
C9.
So wait, hold up. We're
Yo,
pools
yo,
of those events,
yo,
fucking
yo,
freebies.
I
Once you got
1v4'd
Nah,
I
what?
1v4'd Chris on
We
Redwood.
played Optic. Anyways, we
1v4
went
Chris on
last
Redwood.
map.
It was bad,
bro.
chat. It was
Bro,
bad.
we went last map with C9, and this was Pat's team. Pat banned blast suppressor and afterburner in search and destroy. In
Stop
search,
trying to
not
play-
respawn, by the
I'm
way.
trying to play jetpacks. I was playing
In
Counter Strike.
search,
That's good
in
work,
search,
Pat.
he's
That's
I
banning
was,
good
I was
work.
playing
That's
Counter
good,
Strike,
Pat. I
Tom.
like that.
Dustin,
I had Cole on my team, and you're banning blast suppressor.
All right, but
Yeah,
listen,
you
guys,
got
let's
1v4'd.
let's get back on track. All right, let's get back. We've been, we all missed the
Great convo,
nostalgia.
though.
Yeah, good convo. But let's move on. I mean, unless you guys got anything else with Atlanta FaZe or Minnesota ROKKR, we can move on to the next series. I feel like this was a pretty comfortable series for Atlanta. I don't know who ROKKR has coming up and who they're playing, but you could probably take a look at that.
Thieves in Vancouver next week.
Oh fuck yeah, that's not a good. Wait, they played FaZe, Thieves, Vancouver. That was their 3 in a row. I mean, damn.
I'll not go.
Yeah, Minnesota
they have a hard
ROKKR, they're in a blender. They're in a hard split for sure. So we'll see if they make any roster changes moving forward. We do got Major 2 around the corner, so we might see teams hold off until after the Major, but you never know. Some teams might take the risk and make a change beforehand. But any other final thoughts, guys, before we move into the next one?
No, Chad's asking me to putt, so let me just fucking putt then, I guess.
Go ahead.
FaZe
throw
is
a
really
putt.
annoying.
FaZe is
Move
really
us,
annoying.
Move us forward. Move us
Yeah.
forward while
Doug,
he's
I
cutting,
was
bro.
saying this, but when a BZ is like playing the way he does, but he's dropping like a 1.5, like it's got to be the most annoying thing to play against, bro. I mean, it just
Split up
FaZe
the terrorists,
playstyle.
please. Split them up.
I don't think it'll ever happen, man. I think
I
the
don't think
terrorists.
so either.
I think they're together forever. You know what I mean? But
It's true love.
it is true love. And Ben sinks the pod, but he can't do it at the end of the episode when we need him to. Whenever we need Ben to sink it, he can't sink it. Right? But he can sink putts that don't matter. Fuck it, as so. Let's go on to the next one. Let's pack. Chris, you guys are good? No, nothing else? You good on that? Good on that series? All right, let's move on to the next one. We got Cloud9 going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. This one was a 3-1 victory for Carolina. Nearly a 3-0. It was actually Cloud9 who was able to win that offense on the protocol control overtime. But 197 to 250 in favor of Carolina. Skyline hard point. 6-2 in the Vault S&D in favor of Carolina. 3-2 for Cloud9 in the protocol control, and 250 to 211 on the red card hard point map number 4. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. Attached with a 0.83 today. Kremp with a 0.77. Mac with a 0.89, and Civ, I mean, continuing the shoe, he had a 1.06 today, over 10,000 damage. On the other side, Gwyn, a masterclass performance from Gwyn today. He had 108 kills in 4 maps here with a 1.46 and over 12,000 damage. You have Slasher with a 1.0, TJ with a 1.16, and Reese Vivid with a 0.91. We'll take a look at the match MVP. It's probably Gwyn, and yes, it is, with a 1.81 in Hardpoint, a 1.17 in Search, and a 0.96 in Control. Doug, why don't you start with you on this one? Cloud9 to come out. They played Carolina. I feel like a lot of people were really intrigued with this match because people are trying to feel out these teams, Doug, to see who's kind of like that 4th, 5th best team behind FaZe, Thieves, and Vancouver. I don't really have those guys ranked in the top 3. I just kind of, not ranking those guys. I just feel like that is the top 3, right? FaZe, Thieves, and Vancouver. Cloud9 and Carolina going at it. I feel like they're fighting for like that 4th and 5th spot. What'd you think of the series, Doug?
Yeah, Carolina's been very impressive as of late. They only had one small slump in this year, like around Christmas time, I think. But outside of that, they've been extremely impressive. I think when Slasher and Tej team up, good things seem to happen. Gwyn's shining and doing his thing. But yeah, Cloud9 just did not look good going into Madrid. And then after Madrid, they just started turning it around. They played a little bit better on LAN. They started getting a lot of momentum coming back to online. It seems like whatever adjustments they were making were working. Attach is playing more objective work and respawn. Sib is just going out getting his kills. So Cloud9 has been really good as of late, especially I love their search and destroy. I love what Kremp brings to their team in search. But yeah, Carolina's just been consistently really good. They just always seem to show up in their S&Ds. They're making changes in their respawns. They won both the hard points today versus Cloud9, which is really good. So to me, Carolina just seems like the 4th best team, if I have to be honest with you. They're just firing on all cylinders. They seem to be better than some of the middle pack teams. They're definitely not bottom tier, that's for sure. And it's hard to say that they're the best in the game, but if they're trying to fight to play against those phases and those Thieves and contend against them, they're in a pretty good spot to just keep on improving and doing what they're doing. So if you're a Carolina Royal Ravens fan, you should be very proud of your team.
Yeah, they've been playing really, really well, especially Gwyn. What about you, Benjay? What you think of Carolina today and the Cloud9 boys? I thought this was gonna be a closer series, to be honest. But Carolina looked comfortable.
I think the tough thing at Carolina when they pick Team B and then they win your map pick is that the first pick for Carolina was always gonna be tough for C9 because it was either gonna be red card or vault, and they decided to go the vault option with the red card search ban. And I think to me that the subs on Carolina were just excellent. I know Cloud9 got off to a hot start. Dante got like 6 kills on his first life, but I thought the teamwork, the cohesion, the breaks, like everything in the respawn, especially the hard points, were on point for Carolina. I know that C9 was able to steal that, kind of control, but it's the hard point you want to see from Carolina. That's the type of 3-1. I want to see more from these boys and see if they can repeat with a top 4 finish in Major 2.
Yeah, Chris, what'd you think of Cloud9's performance today? They come out, they can't win a hard point against Carolina. I think the only respawn they took was the control. Where's your head at, Chris?
Yeah, I think the Ravens just played a really good COD today, and C9 didn't play really good COD at all. But I also think, like I said it before with the Ravens, is they have a really good map pool pretty much against every team outside of Thieves. Like they overlap with Thieves pretty damn hard, and they don't really seem to have that problem against any other team. So they get a pretty favorable map set here. For them, you don't see a lot of Hacienda, even though you do see one at the tail end of the series. They're free of that Hacienda control. They don't get that Hacienda hardpoint, and they get 2 pretty respectable maps for them in the hardpoint rotation. They do lose that control, but at the end of the day, their HP's been looking good. Their S&D still has not seemed to falter. I'm kind of disappointed, though, because I think C9's S&D has been really good up until this point, but they simply just got outclassed today. This could easily be a last map series, given C9 playing a bit better COD, but, you know, Ravens is really good, man, and they have a great map pool pretty much against every other team. So I expected this to go the way of Ravens, to be honest.
Yeah, Pat, what do you think about Carolina? You think these guys can continue this form, especially against top teams and on LAN? Do you think these guys can keep this going? What do you think, Pat?
Absolutely. I've always been high on the Ravens. In this series in particular, I think they just did their homework. They came in with a game plan, and they stole Cloud9's lunch money. And also, I told you guys after yesterday, bro, that brand new Oreo cookie brownie. Y'all thought Thieves was losing with that? Down the menu.
Masterclass from Thieves.
That was insane.
Gwyn was not losing on solo leveling Saturdays. Big anime enjoyer over there.
On what leveling? What'd you say?
Solo leveling. It's an anime that comes out on Saturday, and he said he wasn't losing on solo leveling Saturday. It's a great anime, by the way. If you guys are into it, if you guys watch it,
it's definitely intense.
I don't really watch anime. I'll be honest with you.
Well, you're fucking missing out, Tom.
About, like, you said solo leveling. I thought you
solo leveling.
I thought you meant he was doing like
anime.
A prestige race.
No, it's a good show. It's a good show. Trust.
Solo leveling is fire, bro. It's listen, it's peak.
Categories W anime, right?
Pat that watches anime, they will agree.
Another ball.
I
watched Pokemon. Is that considered anime?
Technically, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I watch anime, baby.
There you go, Pat. So yeah, I've seen a few episodes of Hunter x Hunter. But I stopped watching after like 2 episodes. I wasn't really that into it. I'll be honest, but. Hey, whatever you guys like, watch whatever you like. But any other thoughts before we head into some clips? I got a couple clips that I wanted to show. I don't know if anybody had anything else they wanted to say before we hop in. All right, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. First, I want to go to the protocol. Now, we all know on protocol control, this was the only round or the only map that Cloud9 was able to win here in this series. We haven't talked much about this new B point change. Because I know early on in the year, we were breaking down some clips, especially in every game mode. And, it got a little repetitive. But one thing we haven't broken down is the protocol B point. And I actually thought that Cloud9 did a great job on this offense, working some kills and working this point. Chris, I kind of want to go to you here. What do you think is the best play here to work some kills and get onto this point? Like, what do you think is the most important thing on a map to kind of push out and gain control of?
Well, pretty much you either need to get control. There's 2 ways you can approach this. If you get the kills top mid, you can pretty much just go top mid and then just get to the B point and then cut off the mid map. Or if you feel like you're a little bit more suffocated in your spawn, retake your building and take routes through spiral. Because once you get control of like your top building, you can essentially deny a little bit of pressure top mid, which allows people to kind of freely either 1, run up to B point, or 2, get down to P4, how Kremp is right here, and start like hitting these zip lines, pinching top mid, right? Getting on this point, hitting up the stairs. So I think C9 did a really good job of it, because you see them right now. They have control of like the mid building, but they don't necessarily have all the pressure top mid. So they can pretty much just funnel, the Carolina boys into that spawn trap all the way in the back of the map. And you spawn pretty far. It's easy to cut off. There's not really a lot of routes you can take. So once you get a clean wipe, you're pretty much just trapped back there.
Yeah, I just didn't know from Carolina if maybe they should have just took more routes low. I mean, they look like they're trying to fight for like that mid map control. But I don't know if maybe they should be fighting more bunker. Like I see TJ, he's there now, right? And he ends up finding a kill, but he's kind of there by himself. I don't know. Maybe they should be working low a little bit more. Like, is there anything you think that Carolina could have done better to get out of this? Because it seemed like it was pretty comfortable from Cloud9 here.
There's literally 2 ways to get out of it, and it's literally the reverse of what I just told you. Like, it's just on the opposing end. Like going to B, just going B side, suicide. Like you're just gonna get cut off from top mid. Obviously, you see Kremp here playing these corners. You're gonna get funneled. You're gonna die. So you basically have to do the reverse. You're either 1, taking top mid control, or 2, you're taking routes through bottom P4 and trying to like flank underneath them. This map is super one-dimensional. We talk about it all the time with these Call of Duty Black Ops 6 maps, but you have 2 things you can do pretty much on the offensive end and the defensive end. You're either going underground or you're getting top mid control. There's no other way they did it. They tried going top mid. It didn't really work. They didn't win all the trades, but it is what it is. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, and then another clip that I had was on the red card. Like, I'm a fan of my go buttons. Now, I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I'm going to let this play out here in the red card hardpoint. Now, if you could see, take a look at the scoreboard here. We got a close game here, 193 to 216. Cloud9, they also have all the kills, and they have control of the hardpoint. So I'm just going to let this play out. Cloud9, they get a lot of kills here. Is this a situation 2 dead, right? They get a clean wipe. after letting this play out, see how Cloud9 just kind of stays here and nobody moves? Do you think they should try and be more active here rather than just turtle after getting kills? Because I know if you push that out and you get both sides blocked, you could spawn them deep. But isn't the goal of this hill, especially when you get around the 30-second mark, don't you want to try and give Carolina those back spawns? Like, isn't that what you're trying to do?
How do you want them to push out?
I'm trying to
like,
watch. Can you go back to the beginning of the clip where they get the kills? Because I don't think there was really room for them to move.
Yeah, see, I'll rewind it back so you can see when they're getting all the kills. So boom, couple kills go down. They have some space here. Like I'm saying, even if they push out like chairs here, right? Like even if somebody bumps time, like I just didn't know if somebody should bump here. Like even here, they get more kills here after this. They get another kill.
No, they don't have any time. They don't have any time.
I just feel like on this hard point, because if you let this play out and you see how it kind of rotates to the next hill, I mean, once you get put in these back spawns here, like you see Cloud9 now, look at these spawns. Bro, you are in a fucking blender.
I'm going to be honest. This comes down to number 5 absolutely ripping somebody top stands, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. If you look at it, if you rewind, I think it's Slasher.
The numbers are glitched,
no,
by
not
the way.
Slasher.
I don't know if you look at Cloud9,
wow.
but it's 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, Slasher, so look at where Slasher is. He's going to be on the bottom left of your minimap. He's going to go to that bottom head glitch, and he's going to pick number 4. Number 4 is pretty much like the main overlook of this guy. If he dies without getting a kill, you're broken. And he gets absolutely ripped. So
there was a
and then
lot
number
of kills
5
here, bro.
and then I can't. It says number 5, so I can't see who it is. But the player that's on the top of the map, he's gonna hit ticket, and he's also gonna lose his fights. So I don't think it's necessarily them like not pushing out. They were right to hold this and play for another wave. But Slasher rips one, and then the guy in ticket loses his fight. Like they just had 2 people die at the same time. If 2 of them didn't die at the same time, they have a better chance at holding.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I think what Mac's doing is good. Like, if I'm Mac, like I would love to just sit down on this hill and trust my teammates. Like, you have the hill, you have control of it. You just got in it. There's still plenty of time left on the hill. You don't really have to force anything right now. They have to come to you. I think it kind of comes down to Attach dying on the pinch too. It's kind of an awkward situation because they're all off spawn with their tacticals, and you got to be ready. And the only other thing that could really happen here is like Mac could push out low right insta, but that's risky too because if Sib doesn't win his fight on Vivid though, then that could screw everything up, and then Mac could be caught in an uncomfortable spot. But yeah, like Tom, with the way you play COD and how aggressive you are, you could hit out low right there insta with a sub.
I'm just thinking, like, I don't mind this for Mac. You have the space, like you have the gap. Like I'm thinking you have an opportunity maybe to make a play. Like it's not a big window, but that's COD, right? You don't have a lot of time. You only have 1-2 seconds to make these plays. And when you watch top teams, they make those quick decisions in 1 to 2 seconds, right? As soon as they get the kills, they're already moving. Like they're already pushing.
I think Mac is under the impression he doesn't want to get off time and like push something out because he doesn't think anyone can fill right away, and he doesn't want to like have one of his teammates cut in transition. If you look at the setup, number 4 is pretty much watching the outer. Number 1 can pretty much watch the ender, but Slasher rips. Like 2 of the players on C9 are looking his way, and he gets an initial kill. The guy in ticket loses his fight, and then they get broken.
Shots. He must have hit nice shots here because he does somehow rip. Does he rip 2 guys? Because I know he. I think
he kills
1.
Number 4 on the top left. He killed the guy stands, and then that's pretty much it. 2 people just died simultaneously.
I mean, in watching it in real time, like they got like 6 or 7 kills in a row there. Cloud9 did, and then they just didn't move, and then this happens, and I was like, dude, I felt like there maybe could have been an opportunity there for somebody to make a play, whether they're pinching or just kind of, they're spawning there, so maybe push them out and get pushed up. And even if you are playing them off spawn and just working the spawn kills, you can catch them off guard and kill them as they're coming
up. The only thing they could have done really if they want to be nitpicky is maybe as soon as they get the information on Slasher, like peeking that outer side, because it's a fight that doesn't like happen right away. They see him and then they kind of just look at him. Maybe Mac just like pushes off the hill and like goes and takes that space and tries to like pressure Slasher, and then they just like stagger their push. But outside of that, I mean, it just really comes down to Slasher hitting nice shots. If 2 of those players don't die, and maybe even 1 or both players win their fight, C9 hold that.
But then even transitioning into the P1, so Cloud9 only has 1 opportunity here to break this, right? I didn't like that Crumbl was the only one who wrapped hedges. Like he does it by himself, and then the rest of the team just kind of funnels through mid, and they just kind of they try flooding up Esky, and I mean they just get blendered here. Like I just didn't like the push at the end of the game. I felt like they could have maybe took some routes there, and maybe worked that a little bit better. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I feel like hedge control is like everything on this hill. So the minute Kremp dies hedges, like this is kind of chalked.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's kind of a little bit longer route for them. I think they're in desperation mode, so they're trying to get in ticket.
Duarte, they had time.
They have a little bit.
I don't know. You gotta kill hedges to get back down. I don't.
Yeah, you have to get the trades hedges and then get the guy off the hill, and then maybe like
fight if Kremp wins that.
Yeah, they would have maybe like they would have maybe got towards the hill at like 240, like 3 or some shit. It's probably a loss anyways. They went into desperation mode. They tried to get in ticket, knock the guy off the hill, keep it neutral, hope that Carolina makes a mistake. They were kind of just fucked. I'm gonna be honest.
That is the fuck spawn situation on that hill in particular.
I mean,
you get stuck in
I
an
don't want to
SQ
say they
spawn,
were
it's never a good deal.
fucked. I mean, that was definitely like. I mean, they get one break, and I mean, they can definitely like tie it up. I mean, it's a close game, bro.
Desperation.
Yeah, I felt like there's a little bit of panic there. Like if Kremp wins that 1v1 hedges, like it would have been big for him. It would have been nice to have somebody else there, like working a trade with him. And I think they had some 4 or 5 seconds go by. Somebody else could have been there with him. Boom, they worked that trade hedges. They get the kills. They get on point. And they should know where they're spawning, right? After getting the kills. Like that was definitely winnable for Cloud9, for sure. I mean, we could have been seeing them at 5. But yeah, good plays from Carolina. Those bottom Esky spawns are not fun by any means. So they did a good job just playing the fundamentals, right? Like blocking those spawns, spawning the Cloud9 deep, and they made it look easy. So great job from Carolina. I think that's one thing that they do really well is just do the fundamentals, right? I think when it comes to the mid pack, I think that's why they're always winning these matches and making it look easy. So kudos to them. Any other final thoughts before we move on with Carolina and Cloud9? Anybody got anything else to say on these two rosters?
There's a good chance that these teams will be 4-3, 3-4. So don't be surprised if we see this matchup run back at some point in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we probably will. I mean, we'll definitely see the matchup again. We'll see what happens moving forward. But let's move on to the next series of the day. Doug, this is where you come in because these are your boys, man. We got the LA Thieves going up against the Boston Breach, and this one was real comfortable for LA Thieves. We got a 250 to 170 in the protocol hardpoint, a 6-2 in the red card S&D, and a 3-0 in the protocol control. This was a 3-0 sweep for the LA Thieves over Boston. LA Thieves now 5-0 in the stage, Boston 2-3. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look here at the stat sheets. Actually, Big Wake saving him from the red carpet with a 1.02. You had a 0.73 from Cammy, a 0.67 from Purge, and a 0.80 coming in from Snoopy. On the other end, everybody just frying. You had a 1.36 from Scrap, a 1.45 from Hydra, a 1.31 from Dan Ghosty. You had a 0.96 from Dylan Envoy doing his role, doing whatever he's got to do. We'll take a look here. Match MVP going to Paco yet again with a 1.26 in hardpoint, a 4.0 in S&D, and a 1.28 in control. So Paco continuing to hit that form that we were waiting to see. I mean, early on we weren't seeing like Paco do Paco things, but now the last few matches, I mean, he has just been fucking insane. Doug, we'll go to you. Obviously, Boston, they've had some ups this year. They've had some downs. I feel like right now they're going through a little bit of a rocky stage, Doug, and I kind of wanted to pick your brain and just see kind of what's going on with Boston and what you think the problem could be. And the floor is yours, Doug. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Thieves. They slammed us. That wasn't close. I mean, Thieves came out here and they just took care of business pretty quick against us. We didn't look good in any of the modes. We've beaten this team in the past, but the past is the past, and we got to look forward. But I think every team goes through highs and lows, and we're definitely going through a low. We've had some really competitive series versus pretty much everyone in the league. Like we played Toronto a week or two ago, and we lost round 10 on Skyline. And then after that, we got 3-0'd by Cloud9. We got 3-0'd by Thieves. We didn't do good in Vancouver in the minor. We played decent, but yeah, we just got to find our footing and just get back to the basics and really just like leave the past in the past and just continue looking forward to the future and continue looking forward on just believing in yourself and focusing on what's in front of you, because we've already proven that we could beat some of the top teams in the game. We've done it throughout this season. It's not like I'd be surprised if we were to beat some of these teams, but a lot of teams are making adjustments right now, and we just have to find our footing while other teams are making their improvements. So I do have a lot of confidence in our team. I have a lot of faith in our boys. We are in a good spot to still make winners. We still have to play Atlanta tomorrow, who's arguably the best team in the game right now with Thieves. So we got to just show up, reset, put this behind us, and focus on just making winners bracket for this next major.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pat, we'll go to you. I mean, Boston continuing to struggle. Thieves are looking good. What are your thoughts, Pat? What's going on?
Can we, before I give my thoughts, Tom, can we just talk about Doug's comments for a minute? That may be the best PR response I've ever heard. That was godlike, Doug. That was godlike.
It's the truth, Pat. Like, how hard do you want to go? Like,
I'm not saying it was like wrong. I'm just saying like it was articulated well. It was great PR. Like if there was a PR rep beside you, Doug, they would be clapping. No bullshit.
Okay, well, let's be real then. So if you're a player on the team and you're playing a team that is playing better than you, right? So Thieves are playing better. They have the better talent. They have the better team. you're going to be your own biggest critic in your head as a competitor. So the only thing you can do is take it, learn from it, get better from it, and say, I want to be better and I deserve to be better because I'm going to put the work in to do it. And I'm going to prove it. Like, that's the only thing you could really do at the end of the day. So you kind of block out all the negativity, block out all the distractions, do whatever you have to do. If you have to fuel yourself through anger, rage, happiness, whatever the hell goes on in your head, your own worst critic. So you got to pull yourself up out of that hole. You got to go show people who's boss, and you got to show people why you deserve to be at the top. And
Doug,
that's what the best do.
I got one thing to say. What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Are you reading
Everyone
a
in this
copy
room
pasta,
is
bro?
now dumber for having listened to it. It's a Billy Madison quote.
But Doug, I mean,
can't
I
remember
agree
what
with
that was
everything you said. The only thing that I think was left out was the potential of a roster change. I think you're right. Like, this Boston squad has proven, like, they at moments, like, this squad can be pretty gross. But I think there's been a big consistency fall off with this team. Mainly talking about the AR category, and you can take whichever one on any given day. But I think that's, to me, the next step for this Boston squad is, like, I just think it's kind of similar to ROKKR, right? Like, they're a good team, but they're still moves away from being a great team. And I think they're obviously not in, like, there are some shitters in this league, right? Like, when you talk about Falcons and Optic and LAG, like, there's some real contenders for the bottom teams. But this is a team that's at least in the competing for the mid pack, and I think 1-2 moves away, they could be a solid squad. Obviously today they just go up against clearly a red hot Thieves. I don't think anyone had them winning. If they did in the breaking point predictions, they're insane. But yeah, I mean, I think they just got outclassed today. Pretty basic stuff.
Pat, you're usually known for being very brutally honest, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take your spot here, dude. Cammy hasn't shot straight for literally like 5 straight series. He has been getting ultra pooped on. I don't know what the fuck happened, because he looked pretty good at the beginning of stage 1, but after that, pretty much since the minor of major 1 and then major, like in general at the major 1. He's just been getting pooped on. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him, but clearly, if this team continues to struggle, he is a big outlier. Snoopy was pretty much the savior of this roster for a while. Purge has had his moments. Awakening's kind of been the same overall, but Cammy has been getting shat on bad. There's a lot of ARs in this league that are playing very poor Call of Duty, and I think if these guys continue to struggle and you don't make a run at this major, this guy's on the chopping block. I know you're GM, and obviously you're not going to completely bullshit us and say all the nicest things in the world. You obviously know there's issues with your team, but, like, dude, Cammy's like, he's on the way out at this point. Like, he's not doing his thing.
The ARs in general were struggling. I mean, Big Wake obviously went positive today, but I feel like for the most part, when watching these guys, like, we know what we're getting out of Snoopy and Purge. It's just been the ARs that have kind of been, a little iffy.
Yeah.
But Ben, what do you think, Ben? What was your thoughts with the series?
I mean, it's just the same shit we've talked about with Boston, bro. I just think right now there's just not enough slang on this team consistently, and especially against top squads, and they just get bowled over. You see that now in some quick 3-0s, fights against FaZe, now against Thieves, and obviously Boston have FaZe tomorrow. It's just is what it is. Obviously, the guys probably want to try to turn it around, but they've lost probably 5 straight matches now, I think, in a row.
Yeah, it hasn't been too hot for them. They've been struggling. I'm not really...
Yeah, we started a split 2-0. We started split 2-0, and then we lost the minor, and then
So it's just tough. They got to find a way to have some kind of condition to win out in these. I think the more likely scenario for Boston is, kind of getting a 3-2 and backing into a winners bracket spot. But who they're probably going to end up playing.
They're in a very
winners round 1. So
they're in a very similar situation to ROKKR. Like, that's all I will say. Like, they were good for a while. They were plausible, but they're not advancing in any way. They're regressing. They have a player that's, consistently not playing the best. Granted, that could be a factor of other things. Your team more than we do, but at the same time, the stats don't lie. We'll see. If they don't make a run at a major and there's not some sort of a turnaround, I'm just not a fan of where this team is going right now.
Yeah, I think we should probably also talk about Thieves. Another clean series from them. They look in flow. Paco's dropping bombs in S&D.
They don't just look in flow. They look insane.
They look unstoppable, bro.
Thieves look really
I'll say
good.
it.
I want to. I mean, Paco and Scrap in particular have been nuts. And I feel like Dan Ghostie's just kind of filling in the gaps, doing what he's got to do. Envoy's definitely the route taker for these guys. Like, I feel like Envoy, like what you see in the stat sheet, doesn't really show what he's actually doing on the map. So I just feel like right now, like all of them, just like the composition of the team, like the way the team was built, like they're definitely meshing well right now. Like they're starting to hit form. I mean, granted, they just won the minor tournament, but I mean, these guys, they look deadly. I mean, 2 P4s in this first map here. This protocol hardpoint is kind of what I wanted to talk about with Boston. Boston get here early to both P4s, first rotation and second rotation, and we know how good or how much time you can lock down on these P4s, right? Like this is a full 60 hill when it comes to protocol, and we'll kind of let it play out because both hills they end up getting broken on. And I kind of wanted to kind of pick your guys' brain and just see what's going on because they end up winning some more fights here. Paco tries to make a pinch play, but he goes down. They let Dylan Envoy come through Spiral and pop 3, which I don't know how that's happening, to be honest with you, because they had the kills. And I think it starts with Paco making the heads-up play. This is such a good play from Paco off the kills. So you can see, right, 1 kill goes down. Paco immediately hits right through mid-map. He knows the kid that he knows exactly where Purge is spawning as soon as he kills him. So he knows with 9 seconds left of ult, if he can kill Purge coming off a spawn, he can have numbers going into this P4 rotation and they can break it just by their numbers alone. So Paco makes such a great heads-up play, pushing through mid, kills this guy coming off spawn. Now that guy's going to spawn out, most likely in the back of the ult. Yep, there he goes. And even though Paco dies here, right, because he got that spawn kill, it fucked up all of Boston's rotation. They all had a turn. One guy turned. It was Snoop to kind of pick it up. He gets the kill. Big Wake also turned, which I don't know why Big Wake is looking at something that Snoopy's looking at.
Bro,
they're double
Envoy
looking at
shoots
Zip.
a guy Spiral. They get a kill in Spiral.
Yeah.
Why, bro?
This is kind of where it all collapses.
Where are they coming off of old? Like, dude.
Dylan Envoy shoots 2 guys in the back and just gets a free 3-piece running through the hill. So I think it all stems from Paco's play. I mean, I thought it was a great play from Paco. But what could Boston have done differently right there? Like, I feel like I don't know if the communication was off, but I just didn't like that when Paco turned his corner, Big Wake is staring at it with Snoop. Like, they're both looking at it. And then Envoy just comes through Spiral and gets 2 kills. It just felt too easy for me, for LA Thieves. It was way too easy.
Bro.
Go ahead.
It's like they're coming off of old. At maximum, one guy is coming from Zip, unless they're doing some crazy shit, right? Maybe one big door, but like you cannot give up Spiral in that situation. You hold Spiral and it gives you the ability to finesse around that point, and if it gets mixed, you get out. The minute 3 of you guys turn to a fucking guy, Zip, you know what happens is this guy goes to a big door and shoots at a fucking nobody because Dill got 3 kills. Like I don't know.
It just comes down. It comes down to 2 of them looking at Zip. They just fucked up. The guy Spiral dies and somebody wasn't looking at it, and then Envoy slides in and catches some good timing. Personally, I mean, it's hard to kind of tell where the arrows are, just because of like how far the minimap is like on my screen. But I'm a big fan of pushing in a Spiral and holding it from a more aggressive area, because you need to deny that like slide into the corner, because if one of your players is on the computer watching Big Door, he gets shot in the back pretty much every single time. Yeah. So it doesn't look like anyone was pushed in, so it gave Envoy room to make that play. But on top of that, 2 people looking at Zip didn't help either. But Paco's play was incredible. Like, that's such a good read for him to make, and that definitely was a catalyst to why they broke this so easily.
I don't know why Big Wake turned, because he saw the guy Big Door too, which I noticed that with Big Wake, bro, he tweaks in game. Like he's one of those players that he'll look left, right, instead of just being like, all right, my teammate has left, I'm going to watch right. Right? Like, he'll be giving himself bad timing because he just be tweaking all the time. Like,
it's like not trusting your teammate.
And Dan's coming around the corner, just fucking.
Like, bro, Dan slid in. Uncontested, granted. I mean, Envoy got a couple kills, but I mean, Dan just sliding in through big door, Envoy just picking up easy kills like that. It just was just way too easy. I mean, that was a big mistake.
Like on that rotation, I'm pretty sure nobody on Boston is pushing a Spiral.
Correct.
Like, no, they're not.
That gunfight, holding it from the hill in the corner.
You're holding it from the corner, and that pretty much like Envoy got a kill, but then now he can slide into the corner and chow the guy computer. So like you need to have somebody pushed in there. Every single time.
And then we get to the next P4, and it's the same thing. I mean, look at the scoreboard right now. It's 119 to 165, and Boston has a full rotation here. I mean, Boston has an opportunity here to take the lead in this map 1. And look at how this plays out. 1, I don't know why Purge chases. I don't know. I don't know why he went for that. He should 100% have chilled. I think that was just him having, I don't know, he's just a little too turned maybe, because when that happens, look at how the rest of this kind of breaks down. I mean, it's just another clean break for LA Thieves. And if I rewind it, I mean, look at the kills. I mean, Boston, they get all these kills here. And if Purge just plays his life and just plays with his squad, they should be good. But even after the fact, right, I don't even know what, like Cammy challenging these kills off ult. Like I don't like that either. Like I don't know why he's challenging off ult. Like off rotation, Boston just got 3 kills on rotation, and not even 2 seconds later, 2 of them die. Which again, I think is just unacceptable.
Yeah, he could have easily played like a corner, maybe tried to take one with him, or like ran in a spiral, held it. Like
you play a corner, you play a corner, or you just get the hill and just play tight.
I think Purge
full drop down. But go ahead, Chris.
I think Purge was more of a blackout, to be honest, because as soon as 2 die, like you're just fucked. Like if 1 die, salvageable. I think Purge is more of a blackout. Cammy, yeah, not the best play, but at the same time, he does get the information there. Purge just doesn't die. They have a better chance, but both plays were kind of inexcusable.
Yeah, both plays were terrible. I mean, Doug, I feel like you would lose full in a situation like this, Doug, because I know, Doug, you're such like an objective-minded player. Like you like to play around hills, like you like to stack kills, like you like to play around the objective, right? Like that's what COD's all about. And I feel like right here, Boston didn't do that. I felt like they overchallenged.
I think for me, like I have like an old school play style. Like I don't know if it works as well in this game and in like the new games in general, but I was always like the biggest hill soaker, and I wanted to have like really hyper aggressive players playing around cuts. So like this kind of sucks because Purge does literally he just makes a quick split second decision. I'm gonna climb up this rope. He said he got stuck in the comms. But yeah, I think for Cam in his spot, he's probably a little bit more mad at himself because he knows he's pretty much guaranteed to get 1, and because he doesn't get 1, he knows he's like, damn. Like, oh, this is unfortunate.
He got stuck in the comms because he definitely didn't get stuck.
Yeah, you know how it is though, Tom. Like in the moment when you're playing, like who's perfect when they say everything that they're doing at all times with how fast the game plays? You know, like everyone's gonna make a bad comm or a bad play or get scammed in a gunfight because of how fast everything is. So it's just really sad that both of them die without getting a kill here.
It's the worst time to die, Doug. Is right when the hill pops on fucking rotation.
The thing is though,
there's quite literally no worse time to die.
The thing is though, that's like it's like super simple. Like they just need to simplify the game. Like at the same time, it's like you're just doing too much. Okay, you're gonna catch them sprinting and maybe get 1, or you're gonna run to the whole team. Like just play corner or just back up and play with your team. Like you can easily do something that's better. Yeah, I mean there could have been a play there where Cammy peeks out door and he catches people sprinting, but like hold on, you can even go. Can you go back a little bit further? Like was it before the hill popped? When did Cam begin that scenario? Because I want to see if like Thieves just knew that he was going to be peeking.
I mean, so Cammy, he comes off spawn. He does a great job, wins his fights. 3 dead, last guy zip, right? They know they're spawning in the back of Old because Old Hill is still popped, right? So they know. Cammy tries to play spawners when, I mean, bro, I just feel like Cammy can play any corner in there and he can at least take down 1 before he goes out, right? If he plays a corner and can take down 1 or 2, he kind of slows down their push. But instead, Purge overchows one end, Cammy overchows the other end, and then you have 2 guys in Hill, poor Big Wake and Snoop. I mean, they're losing composure. Like in a game, in at least if I was Snoop or Big Wake in that moment, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, dude, what did we just do? Right? We just had 3 dead. Last guy zip. How did we get broke in 2 seconds? Right? Like what happened? I just think that was just again like, bro, these mistakes are just can't happen. Especially against LA Thieves. This cannot happen, especially in a full 60 hard point. Like if you're gonna rotate early to P4, like you gotta lock that shit down. You can get a lot of time here and bring this game back. And keep in mind, this is the second P4 now, right? They had the first rotation and the second rotation. Boston make the play. They get the kills and get here early. They did the hard part and couldn't complete the easy part.
You know how Hydra was the one making the play where he flanked around and spawn killed Purge and then made the play. I feel like when you're in that mentality as a sub, especially, like you're always trying to be on a pinch or being able to create space. Like you don't want to just tightly funnel yourself in a small confined spot and then have them slowly pinch you out either, because you're intimidated by how good some of these top teams are. So you're always trying to play ahead, and sometimes there's going to be risks that don't go your way.
The problem is though, Doug, there's certain hills where that's like that's like very viable. P4 is not one of those hills. You don't do that on P4.
No, Chris, I agree. I do think for Purge there, for Purge there, it probably makes a lot more sense to just stay low and make that split second decision.
He says he got stuck, so I will give him the pass. The Cammy play was just not good.
I think for Cam, he's already out. Like it's a little bit easier to have flexibility on your cut. With Evan, it was a little bit more like Purge. It was a little bit more like split second in the moment. Oh my God, I'm pressing square. I'm going up.
You know what I mean? On the pass, Purge, don't do that. Don't hit up zip with 3 dead. Do not fucking hit zip and try and chase a red dot. Do not do. Just play tight with your team and hold a rotation. Same with Cammy. Play tight. That's the most consistent play, bro. I was the dumbass who was over challenging on rotation too. I used to do that stupid shit too. I used to get cooked, right? And then when I started actually focusing on it and playing my rotational kills better, it did wonders for the squad when nobody's trolling on rotation, right? All it takes is for one person to troll. Right, yeah. So if you're the Boston Breach, I think you watch those P4s very closely because I actually think that could have been a map that they won. I really do. I think if they actually held those P4s properly, they could have got the dub there. And Doug, I really think shit like this is important because I do think Boston has talent to like actually win. Like you said, right? They're a talented roster. Obviously, Thieves is playing better right now. And they took care of business. But if they clean up little shit like that, Doug, like they could be like really, really good. Like they could be a really good team if they're cleaning up just little mistakes like that, right?
The boys have showed a lot of promise throughout the season, and they don't get too high or too low, regardless of like when they're beating top teams. They don't sit there and like, act like they're just better than people or something. When they're losing, like they rally together. So they've shown a lot of promise this season, and it's good. Like they definitely have a lot of fight in them. Yeah,
I mean, you guys could talk about 0 rings in a chat, but you don't beat dynasties by doing dumb shit, right? Like if you're beating a dynasty team, right, you have to play the game the right way, or you're chalked. Right? I mean, that's just winning a championship in general. Anybody who has won championship, right? You don't win a championship by just running around and doing dumb shit, right? Like you have to play the game the right way and you have to do the fundamentals or you're chalked. And if somebody's trolling on rotation, it's over with, right? Like they blacked out, they trolled, and bro, the series can be a lot different if they go up 1-0 instead of going down 0-1, right? Like that first map is momentum based, so you don't want to come out flat and lose a map number 1 like that, especially trolling on both P4s, right? So
have we ever seen a team win when they just weren't good? Like have we seen that in COD history since day one?
No, like, fuck no. I've never seen a team win just running around getting kills. Like
they never got lucky, right? Like it's never luck.
Yeah. I mean, you get lucky in a series or a map, but winning an event and getting that for 7 series in a row, no.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I would argue LAG, Vanguard, Major 2.
But they won 11 SCDs in that fucking event. Like what?
They got lucky a lot.
They won 10 or 11 searches. They got lucky in 10 or 11 those straight in a row.
You never seen a team win that wasn't good? Pat in a call World War II EG. Nah, but
he went so hard on them there.
No.
But it wasn't even. It's not even about not being good. It's just the fundamentals, right? I've seen teams that aren't that good
I beat Donnie at that event, didn't I?
I don't know. So I have no idea.
I was smoking
on
Donnie in World War II. Bro,
no, this is not in the chat.
Me and Donnie had an argument, bro. Like I think Doug, you were actually in this. This is when you and Krim were gonna pay that $1,000 eights, remember? And Donnie, you did lose to me, by the way.
We smoked him, didn't we? Didn't I beat him in that?
We smoked him. But me and Don argued in that 8s, and Don was like, "You ain't winning shit." Blah blah blah. 4 months later, I was hoisting up that check. Don was flying home on Thursday, though. It's all good, though, Donnie. I love you, man.
That Pat, you didn't even think you were winning that event. Let's be honest. You didn't think you were going into that.
That's not necessarily true because we got second like 2 months before that. Listen, bro.
Can I tell you? Hold on,
we had a game plan, bro. People don't understand that, man. We had a game plan and we executed it flawlessly.
You say that as if I didn't sit in the pro lounge watching Bevel's breakdown every search you guys played the league in the middle of that, but it's all good.
Wait, hold on. There was a time before that event happened.
For champs.
What'd you say, Doug?
It's gonna
Pat, do you remember? Pat, do you remember this before champs? I was in a car with you, Slasher, and Lamar. It was us 4 in a car. It was like a day or 2 before champs, right? Our team was the worst. Complexity, me, Ricky, Dash Blast. We're the worst team in that car. Your team was really good. Lamar's team was really good. Team Caliber.
That's when we filmed that segment at the venue beforehand. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and Slasher's team was, in my opinion, I thought Slasher's team was the best team. Like personally speaking,
good, yeah.
I just felt like they were like really good. But I was like, yo, because I was being delusional, right? Like I was just over the top about it. I was like, yo, guys, someone in this car is winning champs. Like it could be like I'm thinking like we're gonna smoke you, Pat. Like we've been scrimming you online. We've been playing pretty good. TK, we scrimmed them. We smoked the Rise. We can't answer them. But hey, screw it. Like hopefully someone else beats them. That's like my delusional optimism. I was like, yo, someone in this car is gonna win champs. I remember I was sitting next to you, and you were sitting there like Don Juan in this car. Like you guys aren't on my level. Like that's the vibe you gave me at least. So,
bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like people talk a lot about World War II champs, but that was probably the most prepared team I ever had at any event in my COD career. No bullshit. Like we had like 10 fucking S&D strats on every map, like for each fucking side, offense and defense. We were fucking prepared, bro. People talk about that win being a fluke, but We just executed a game plan, bro.
You have to be prepared to win an event.
The only thing that was fluky about that event is that we dodged FaZe. That was the one team we couldn't beat. We could beat every other team on any day in that venue, but FaZe was the one we struggled against, and TK beat FaZe, and that was like the only thing that really helped us.
We choked against TK. We choked.
Bro, it was that World War II was just it was a game of matchups.
It was a game of matchups. We didn't match up good against Red Reserve. They were our tough matchup. Red Reserve. They were the matchup we couldn't.
I couldn't beat those European fuckers either. And I wasn't on like a top team, but I was on like a top 6 team. It was like I was on Ghost Gaming with like Lacefield, Godorex, Pander, and every time we would play Red Reserve, we would go last map and just choke every single time.
I hated the way they played,
bastards.
Bro. They played so
weird, bro. You wanna know who was like underrated? Like they weren't like super talented, skillful, like, but they were fucking annoying, bro. Joe, do you guys remember Joe? Yeah. That guy was so annoying to play, bro. Just
Joe Cod,
best redhead
he
ever played
flanked everything. He flanked
bro. He was annoying always behind you, bro. Always.
But let's move on.
Budget's come.
Let's move on. We got the last series of the day. I think this is the one a lot of people want us to cover and talk about. And man, oh man, do the struggles continue for Optic Texas? They yet again do not win a single map in a series. They get 3-0'd once again by the Miami Heretics. We had a red card hard point to start things off. That one went to the time 175 to 186 in that red card hard point. I'm going to be honest, it was one of the sloppiest hard points I've seen so far this year. And then we had a 6-2 in the search. Very comfortable in the search for Miami. There was a few rounds I actually want to break down with Optic because I'm so curious to know what's going through their heads on some of these rounds. And then Vote Control, 3-1 win for Miami. I mean, Miami made it look easy. They take down Optic Texas 3-0. We'll scroll down, take a look at the stat sheet here. We had a .93 from Dashy, a .81 from Kenny, a .89 from Pred. Only one positive was Shotzi with a 1.13. On the other side, you had a .77 from Lucky, a .83 from Metals, but Real with a 1.23 and ROKKR with a 1.49 today. ROKKR was fucking going crazy today. We'll scroll down, take a look. No MVPs was decided, but I'm choosing ROKKR. He had a 1.71 in hardpoint, a 3.25 in search, and a 1.04 in control. ROKKR was unbelievable today. Love seeing ROKKR fry like this. And one thing I love about ROKKR is ever since that interview he did, I've been a big fan. I feel like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got a great mentality. And I feel like he's got a lot of love and passion for the game. So to see him flourishing like this makes me happy. I feel like ROKKR deserves all the love that's being thrown his way. But Pat, we'll start with you. Optic Texas get 3-0'd. But Miami Heretics, what is going on with Optic Texas, Pat? What's going on with these guys?
I mean, they're fucking dog shit. That's what's going on, Tom. But before I break down Optic Texas, really quick, I just pulled up the Xfinity EG YouTube docuseries that we had in 2018. Tom, look at your boy, Tom. This was at a team dinner. I got the laptop out, Tom. That's the MacBook out.
That's insane.
That's a team dinner, Tom. That's insane. That's a team dinner. We're just chilling. We haven't even got to the matches yet.
He's talking about strats.
And I'm talking about what we're doing, Tom.
Talking about practice.
That's preparation, Pat. That's
people
preparation.
Don't understand, Tom. Most prepared I ever was at an event in my life. But
Slay, is Optic preparing for these matches?
No, that's what my transition, Tom. Back to a team who is not prepared at fucking. Oh my God. These guys don't have a game plan in anything. They are just running around, bro.
They are just running around.
I was watching your stream too because I saw you flipped out, bro. Like there was a moment in that control where like they were just going one by one. They didn't have a single plan for anything.
No.
This team is chalk, Tom. I don't think there's a recovery for this. I think it was Methods on the fucking that was in here the other day. Like
it was yesterday.
Give them time, bro. Like this team's got like they just got to put it together.
Time's up, baby.
No, bro, this is over. This team cannot win a fucking map. They're getting embarrassed. They're getting World Star too, bro. They're actually like getting gunned, bro. That clip of Pred was insane. I don't know how they let them slide out in that control. I'm sure you'll bring up the clip, but like everything is just going wrong for this squad. There's not a high point. They're taking turns getting shit on. I think Hector said it, like this is one of the most talented teams, but this is actually the worst Call of Duty Optic team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean,
Ever.
even Hector's saying it. I mean,
And the
he's
most
even saying it.
insane thing,
I like that
is
from
this
Hector
is
too.
the same roster that won champs a year ago. So I just think this game, I mean, I'm not going to blame it entirely on the game, but they don't know how to play Black Ops 6. And,
They don't have a fucking idea,
whether an
though.
ESPN analyst or not can help this squad, they are fucking lost, bro.
Go ahead,
lost.
Chris. What do you got to say, Duarte?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. They just don't have an idea of how to play this game. I think this roster is beyond salvaging, and they have two things they can do. They can sit there and stick it out until they hopefully get better, or just don't recover at all and pray they just figure it out in the next title. Or they can just make one of the probably most absurd roster changes we will probably ever see ever since they brought in Dan Ghosty back in MW2, when they just randomly brought in a challenger player and it like seemed to solve a lot of their issues. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. I'm tired of like sitting here and shitting on them. I kind of feel bad, but they just don't have a fucking idea. They are always solo. They don't have an idea of how to watch over each other. They don't play the game as a team. They're just, again, running around without a single thought in their brains, and they just have zero idea how to play. Not only that, when it comes to their game plan, they're chowing a team on their only control map that they win. So I don't know what's going on. From top to bottom, this team is lost on this title. And I said it a couple weeks ago, this team needs some divine intervention from somebody outside of the camp to hopefully fix their issues. And I'm going to stand by it. Last year, whenever they were struggling, they brought in Lamar. Granted, he's not an option anymore. They brought in Lamar and he helped them.
Did they actually officially bring him in?
Bro, he was working with them. We are not going to act like he was not. He was working with them. They got better. They got somebody outside of their camp. It just seems like from top to bottom, coaching staff included, they just don't really have a way of articulating what their actual issues are, and they just don't seem to get the game at all. It's over for now. I think it's over. I don't have a single faith in this team, like, at all. I don't know.
Go ahead, Ben. What do you think, Ben? What's going on?
Map 1 in this series has to be the most pathetic hardpoint I've ever watched between two professional Call of Duty
They don't play
teams.
Hill. Nobody was playing Hill.
Especially one team which got fucking top 4, top 3 at the last event, and another team that was playing great online and completely plummeted since then. I don't know, bro. There are so many clips you can pull up from that first map of situations where Optic got 2, 3 kills and obvious opportunities that they get 10 or 15 more held time, and they just chose not to. There were situations as well where Miami was also fucking trolling. The second P4 was unacceptable. I don't know what ROKKR was doing. He's testing 15 seconds in a P4 instead of killing the guy at the helm. Whatever. They got away with it because somehow they clutched up in the end because they put Optic in the spawn trap on P2. I agree with all my hosts here. I think they have no concept of how to play this game as a squad. I think a lot of situations, as you have constantly harped on, Chris, time and time again on the show, flood trade, do it together, bait and switch, and make use of your movement and your gun skill and your communication to get those map control, get those kills. And somehow a team of superstars, I thought Study said it best after the series on Twitter. They just play hero ball, except they're not Luka and they're not LeBron, and they're tanking for the number 1 pick and getting Cooper Flag in that fucking draft.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you just said, I agree. I agree, Ben.
All right, Doug, we'll go to you. Doug, what is your thoughts? I mean, Optic has never struggled like this, right? And when you look at the roster, they're all very talented players. So, like, through your mind, Doug, I mean, what's going on here? Like, what is happening? Because these guys can't even win a map, and I think that's the biggest concerning thing. If they were actually going last map in some of these series, or like winning one map at least, you know, it wouldn't look as bad as just getting 3-0'd every single weekend. I mean, what's happening here, Doug?
You got a lot of ego. There's a lot of glory in this team. There's a lot of success. You know, all these players are very decorated players, some of the best of all time. So I think when you have a situation like this and you're getting slammed because they're getting tucked really bad, and it makes me feel really bad for them because they're a lot better than that. I think it has something to do with their mental. It's not a skill thing. So it's a really difficult thing to fix. I don't know what you have to do, whether it's a divine intervention, if you kind of have to just, everyone has to put each other in their place. It's a mental thing with these guys. This is not a talent thing. This is not a skill thing. So something is wrong with the mental. Something is wrong with the way that they're going about it. Because you're right. They are playing hero ball. They don't have teamwork. It pains me to say these things about these guys because I feel like they're just some of the best players to do it. And it's really frustrating, I would imagine, to be in a situation. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a situation like this in Call of Duty esports or been a part of something like this before, where you know that you're one of the best individually and as a team, and then you're just watch. It's like you're not even there. It's like, how is this happening to us right now?
I think
how are we going through this?
I think we've all been in slumps as players, right? I mean, there's no way. I mean, all of us, I feel like, have gone through slumps, but I don't think it's ever been. We've never seen where the world champs can't win a map. Right? I mean, they're going to be the defending world champs going into champs this year, and they literally can't win a map. Right, so I just think that's concerning, and I agree. Maybe there could be some egos going on, Doug. I mean, I really don't know what's going on within the camp. We actually got a listen today, which is the first listen, because the last few times Optic played, we didn't get any listenings from them. But we actually got a listening today, so let's tune into the listening and see how these guys sound. See what's going on.
One is there lower shoot. One shot red core, mid steps.
On time, middle.
I'm one shot, bro. I'm just living. I'm one shot. I'm one shot top stage. Tell look at me if you again. And that's a time. They're top mid hedge. He's just staying there. Look at it. Mid one shot. Alright, top 3 in time. Top 3 out. I'm maybe time. I'm going down. What you gonna?
Real still top.
Oh yeah, AJ. Oh yeah, I'm going there. Alright, one's middle.
Real still top.
Yeah, you're going there. I get in there.
I see nothing middle. I have one middle. Open base D. Open base D. You heard?
Look close to me.
Open base D.
I'll play the BC. I'll play here.
Middle.
Nice. I'll play the top.
Nice. Last paper.
BC dead.
Paper.
I got him. I'm trying to. He's one dark at me. I'm trying to live. I need my feelings.
Where's this one, kid?
Keep it dark. Paper.
I have it dark.
Paper.
Maybe dark.
Absolutely dark. And one's paper, bro. Dark and one shot on the stairs. Nice. This is one research.
On time.
Last down. He could be BC either. Look him. Okay. Alright. He's one BC. We're good. All flip. He's all flip. We're dark. I can take it. You can take it.
I have all ticket.
One shot Phillies.
I have tickets too, boys. Stay front.
One shot Real. Nice.
Still have ticket.
Phillies.
Phillies.
Low dark. Real.
I'm pushing him.
Bro. I got him. And I can't. I have 3 low. Yeah, that's somebody.
Camera.
I got it. Hit ticket, 1 HP, left corner. Yeah. Goes right. There's shut off somewhere. He's mid of me. There's some ticket.
It's time.
Yeah, it's down. Mid of me.
Absolute.
Alright, they're heading outside.
It's a sloppy one. 23.
All right, that's gonna do it for listening. What you guys think? Think they sounded good?
How many words did Ant say in the whole listening?
I mean, they sounded kind of flustered,
Bro,
but
they're
at
playing
the same
AIDS,
time, like that part that you highlighted, they didn't play it too wrong. The one thing that I was kind of worried for them, even though they ended up holding it, was the fact that they didn't commit to a side and they flipped people behind them and split them, and that almost like was the downfall on this hill. They end up winning these fights, but I think because of the time, they just commit to ticket and they don't wrap out towards hedges, which inevitably is going to lose them the hill. Like, they should have played for hedges.
Am I the only guy that feels like AG should have? You know when Vancouver got kills and Neptune fucking
flew at the hedges and elevator and shit.
Flew at hedges, right? Look what AG's doing when they get kills here. You see how AG just plays a corner ticket and he just sits there? Keep in mind, right? They just got kills, so they know they're spawning in the back. And they even get even more. He's sitting there. Look, he's still sitting there. Even in the listen, I got your ticket. Then he goes, brother, it's too late now. I mean,
not even that though, and I'm not going to be too critical of it, bro. He sat in the corner. Can you, brother, show yourself? Literally, show peak ticket. Get the information get the information that people are about to attack stands, so that way your teams are prepared for it. But secondly, you slow them down, and now you make them worried about your pinch, or somebody's going to come and play for you. If you're just sitting in the corner, like, and they choose to ignore you, you're in ticket forever, and you're just doing nothing.
Chris,
like,
he made a play similar to this 4 or 5 different times this map. There was a situation, I believe, on the first P to P3, where he was literally outer lane, baited his whole team, somehow miraculously got 3 kills, and just licked a corner out window instead of rotating to P4.
Yeah, but again,
this happens too often with him.
I think this is a confidence thing. And this is not just AG. I think the whole team is going through I feel like they're scared to make mistakes because they don't want to be that guy to make mistakes. But right here, like, this is such a with all these kills going down, because Ant's making great plays here. Like, Ant getting pushed up here, he wins one.
Go further back. I want to see them spawn. Like, I want to see how much time realistically they had to even make this play.
I mean, right here, as soon as Ant gets that kill, and he sees one, they were calling it Philly, and one low, you see Lucky down there by the steps, AG should have been hit that. I feel like that's the green light. One dead, you know where two of them are. One guy's probably, you know they're spawning in the back, so you know he's probably going to be coming up to Esky. Like you said, Chris, either shimmy and at least get some info so you know nobody's there. Because AG could also turn around and help. Like he could also turn and help Dashy. The problem is AG has no info because he's playing a corner, and then Dashy's just sitting by himself. Look, he's fighting the whole fucking team. Like what? I don't know what you even want. And then, dude, then he makes the pinch play, but it's too late. Look, he gets one and just instantly gets traded. There's 10 seconds left of old. Right? And instead of just like either pushing through, getting elevator, getting hedges, he pinched 15 seconds too late.
Not even that. Number one also should be gone. Like Kenny should have already been headed hedges. Like, bro, when there's 10 seconds left on that time, like, and you're spawning restaurant, you leave your teammates to fight for it. If they get it, they get it. Great. But you're at a point in the game where you have a small lead and the time is dwindling down. You got to go and play for some map control. Like Kenny should have been gone. He should have been rotating like towards hedges. Like he shouldn't even be hitting this hill. Look, he spawns up. Yeah, I'm like watching your delayed stream, but he's going to spawn up. And instead of rotating out, like he just ends up not here. Like it's way later.
Yeah, you're
not,
saying
not here.
You're
I'm
waiting
waiting for the VOD to catch up because I'm watching your stream.
You're saying right here, like he should cut right here. And
no. It's actually, it is. You should have been gone.
Hold on. You don't think Ant last man spawning up with 20 seconds left should go right?
Both of these motherfuckers should have gone right. They should have been gone. Look at number 7.
Bro,
look at number 7 and number 6. Look at these guys. They are already there. They get to stage and they are perplexed. They don't even see a single thing.
I'll back it up. You don't want to blame one player in a situation like this, right? This is just what I feel like just as a team, like I feel like their mindset is just like fucked. Like I feel like their mindset is kind of like chalked right now. How far back you want me to go, Ben? Over here? Look, I brought it back pretty far.
Yeah,
to 20 seconds, bro. You're gonna see the deaths, and they should be gone.
Basic assembly line bullshit right here.
All right, here's fine. This is 27 seconds. This is great. This is fightable. You're gonna win fight. You're gonna win some sort of fights here, right? Dashy's gonna get one. He's gonna get another one. His teammates reinforcing. All right, 3 and 4 here. Number 2, okay, that's fine. All right, 14. I'll give it to you. Number 1 spawns up immediately. Go, gone. 10 seconds. You're funneling your ticket. Just go. Start going to the other side of the map.
We just watched the situation.
I think he should have been. I don't think hitting it was.
Well, listen, we just watched the situation where Cloud9, right, was playing Carolina, and they were in these back spawns, and Carolina was closing those gaps. They were closing mid map down. They were closing hedges down, and Cloud9 couldn't do shit. Right? They couldn't get out the spawn. I just felt like it was so easy. Miami literally waltzes out of the spawn here without anybody contesting them. When the kill feed was all green. I mean, Optic was getting the kills. Again, doing the hard part, getting the kills, but just not doing the easy part, which is just closing in the gaps and just going the right ways on the map. I mean, listen.
Because the way this normally plays, Tom, is a team that has, the S&D side, the BS&D side of this is normally already out hedges with fucking 15 seconds left because they put the other team in a fucking spawn trap. They're so far behind on actually controlling the map in this situation, not even making a fucking attempt to go early.
Ken could have been P2 there. He could have been top third. Like he could have just been spread out on that right side of the map. Instead, they play through old. They don't hit that rotation at all, and now they're all fighting at a ticket, and they get trapped. Like it's, I don't know.
We go into the ending of the game. We rotate over to a P2, and I mean we're basically tied here. I mean Optic was there early. You can kind of see how this plays out. I mean, they're fighting for the mid-map control, which is kind of a blender right now. This whole map was like so chaotic, bro. There was just so much happening at once. You can see the plays ROKKR makes here. Just getting that hedges control, able to find a couple kills, gets the last guy tagged, and now Optic, once they get put into these back spawns, it's kind of chalked. And even rewinding, I mean, Optic was here early. I don't even know. Did they give up? Did they back up here? Because Optic looked like they were pushing. They might have just lost the fight still here.
Back up another 15 seconds.
They might have just lost the fight. Because I actually thought Optic was in a good position here to close this out as well.
Wait, hold on. Back up. Back up again.
They had hedges control. I'm just going to let it play out from here. There's 25 seconds left to hold, so you guys can just kind of watch it and see how it plays out. But great heads-up play from Real to rotate over by stage and get those kills. But Optic does a good job getting out of time and just killing this guy, making sure that this guy goes nowhere.
Bro.
Because Real could have made the play here. What's the matter, Ben? You keep going, bro.
You guys with a close game like this with 11 seconds left, you're telling me the AG shouldn't just go to his side spawn and play a corner outside ticket? Like, you like him just chowing out mid fucking doors? and just getting one and getting traded instantly. At best.
He could have literally took a fucking mega route if he wanted to, and that would have worked. Like he could have actually just hit out.
He could have made in that situation.
He could have literally fucking full flanked back doors. I'm not like the double glass windows and literally pinched. Like he could have made some crazy play there, which would have been kind of cool. But at the same time, like it's just a trade fuck fest. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, wow, this is why they lost. Because at the same time, there's 9 seconds left. It's like the closest game possible. The pressure's on. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, we already know both Optic and Heretics were not making good plays this map. So.
There are some Heretics plays we didn't talk about in this that were.
This was the fifth time this year Hardpoint went to time, and Optic have lost 2 of those.
I will say, and I'm not going to make an excuse for the way people play. We're playing red card today, but red card is one of those maps where a lot of the times you're getting kills at range. So like, yes, sometimes it does look like kill whoring. And I'm not going to say this map in general didn't, but a lot of time it'll look like kill whoring. But in reality, you're getting these kills that are so far away from the hill that when you do make that push to get to the objective, you're getting cut off again. Like it's not as simple as like, oh, get the kills and get to the hill. You have to trek across a fucking giant open lane sometimes to even get hill time. So a lot of the time, if 2 teams are battling out and a lot of kills are being made on both ends, this could happen. Not saying that they played perfect COD, but it can happen.
For this map to end 1-8 except 1.
Oh yeah, I know. But like stuff like this where the map goes to time, maybe not at this.
Yeah, I don't know the craziest part.
223, 200 type
it can happen. It can happen.
What'd you say,
I don't know the craziest part. This team was being taken out to dinner at Catch, bro. This squad. These guys don't even deserve McDonald's, bro.
Dude, what are you saying, bro? What
this team is being rewarded with a Catch dinner, playing like this. Tom, I took you out to Catch. Remember when we were in Vegas?
Yeah, and Porter ordered the $200 fucking Wagyu steak. Yeah, you remember that shit?
But hey, we put on a good show in Vegas, so y'all deserved it. These guys aren't putting on a good show. These guys are getting pissed on.
Bro, I remember Pat said, Porter, did you order the $200 Wagyu? And Porter's like, what? What do you mean?
That was like a $2,000 dinner, bro. That was a lot, bro.
He's like, try this.
He's like, try this out. He's like giving us pieces and shit. And I'm like, yeah, dude. But I want to get into the search and destroy too. Again, just some plays happening in the S&D that I was concerned about. One of them being this play. I actually liked the play originally, because AG finds a timing. I actually thought AG was just going to shoot him off bomb here and then just stay alive and play with Dashy. But after he gets his kill, right, he runs in like a madman and dies. And then Kenny's kind of like stuck here by himself, right? And then you see Brucey, he kind of gets caught out. It's like, I just rather see them either hit that together or AG just get the kill and stay alive pool and work with Dashy, right? Like just kind of play with him, because Kenny's by himself pushing one end. And Kenny and Dashy were together. But Shotzi ends up pushing through, and Kenny actually ends up playing through Vault. So you can just see how, like, I feel like they're not talking with each other. Like, I feel like you don't see teamwork. Like, AG, he's sliding into point. Dashy's still playing pool. Kenny's by himself. Vault, just holding this angle. Shotzi's on a late flank, right? Just, like, everybody's just doing a solo play on the map. Like, there's no teamwork. There's no trades. Like, there's nothing happening right now. It just seems like they're all over the place. I mean, look at Shotzi. Like, this is, like, unwinnable now, too, right? Like, this is literally, like, fucking impossible. Now, you guys tell me, do you think I'm nitpicking this round?
No, they had like 45 seconds, bro, and they're on their side of the map. They can take their fucking sweet time.
Yeah, I don't know what this round will look so weird to me. Like, seeing this, just like, I was just like, dude, what is going on? Like, what was the strat? What are the comms like in the middle of this round? Like, what were they talking? Like, what were they saying? Right?
Probably nothing.
Either they're saying nothing or they're just calming what they're doing, and like nobody's actually playing off each other. Like, there's no small talk. Like, there's actually nothing going on, right? Then we get into the next round, right? The 2-3 round. Okay, this one, this was a defense stretch. So I actually felt like Optic this round did nothing. I felt like they didn't do anything. You have one guy sitting mid-map. They just sit Balk and Catwalk the whole time, right? And they're just throwing shimmies. Bomb goes down with ease. And then watch how they end up trying to break this. Shotzi again by himself in the middle of the map. One guy's backing up, but you got 2 guys catwalk now. Just watch how this plays out. And by the way, Miami's like, you see like their setup right now.
No, it's over. It's over, bro. Listen, bro. I can tell you with my fucking eyes closed, like what they should have done.
Bro,
they have a guy mid map. They have a guy mid map, sees nothing. They have people top single, see nothing. They're either sitting in depths of spawn or they are going B. And all you have to do is, okay, you get that guy top single. He's watching. They're watching outer. just fucking jump down and start to deny a bomb. You either deny a bomb, you catch them planning, or two, you get the information they're in a bomb, boom, you activate on the situation, or you'll start to know where they are. Like, process of elimination. They gave you the entire map.
Yeah.
Chris, you know what's even funnier is they
really weird to
planted
me.
safe, bro. They planted safe. If you kill those guys on bomb, they're not going to be able to shoot you off the
They
bomb.
gave you the entire map, bro.
Win.
There are 2 Heretics players literally AFK in their spawn, and they lost the round.
Yeah, this round looks so weird to me. This is such a weird round. I was like, dude, what is going on? And it gets worse, honestly. It gets worse.
It should have been 4-1 if REDCORD didn't burger its movement in the round before that.
Bro, I have ranked kids. I have ranked kids that will literally go top single cat, see nothing pool, and just fly into the pool and just chow a bomb.
So
and you're telling me Optic isn't making a read like this?
So Shotzi gets a first blood, right? He's kind of staying alive. Look at what happens next. Like, what happened here? First of all, that angle that Kenny is playing is so dog shit in the site. There is no way Kenny thinks that's a good angle in sight. Because look, Ant dies, AG dies, Kenny dies, they all die. Everybody just gets pooped on, right? And they show the highlight at the end of the round here. Oh, here it is, actually. I want them to show the highlight so you can see the position that Kenny was. He laid down in this spot twice, by the way. This wasn't the first time he played this spot.
After you show the spot, I want to see why they all stacked in sight like that.
I mean, they did win a round stacking sight like that.
Bro,
right?
I'm not going to lie. Even if they are all stacked in sight, the fact that all the Optic players died without a single Heretics player sliding into the bomb site until there's one player alive is appalling.
That spot is fucking ass, bro. That spot is so bad. Dude, you can see it from diving board. Like, you can see him there. You can see his head sticking out and his gun sticking out. Like, that spot is and he played that spot more than once. He kept going to that spot. I'm like, dude, why is he playing that spot? Look, he starts getting lit up, right? He's one shot. He's like, fuck. He gets into the corner. AG says, I got you, bro. He turns the corner. Boom, there goes AG. He just lost fucking composure. Now Kenny's stuck in the corner, one shot. Down he goes. And Brucey's probably sitting there like, bro, what the fuck just happened? What did we just do? You know, like, bro, you can see it happen in real time. Like, what was that?
Can you back up as well? Why are they playing for pool and playing like 3 on site? I want to see like what happened here.
There was a round where Kenny was in that same spot, and we were on Miami's POV, and you just see his head sticking out, and he's just getting lit up, and he from pool, like just getting lit the fuck up. Like, bro, I'd rather Kenny literally or anybody. This was all terrible. AG should have threw a shimmy, and Kenny should just be sliding or just like holding over here. Like, he should be by the A site. That corner is fucking chalked, bro. That corner is terrible. And by the way, that corner is wall bangable. Okay, people just wall bang that corner.
Is it still wall bangable?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if
it was wall bangable. I don't know.
They changed wall bangs in this game, so it might not be. But either way, brother, it's a 3v3. They have to slide into the bomb. You don't even have to throw shoulders, by the way, because you want them to throw shoulders if you're the team breaking, because what does that do? If you're holding an angle and he throws a shoulder, you get damage into them. So now they're weak when you slide into the site. Brother, they have 20 seconds left. They have everything watched. Make them fucking slide into the bomb, bro. The fact that 2 of them die without them even sliding into the site yet is fucking insane.
Bro. That's insane.
Bro, can we back up? Why are they playing for pool and playing 3 on site? What happened in the situation?
I don't even think them being on site is a problem, Ben. I really don't think them being on site is a problem.
You ought to win all these rounds when you fucking play pool, do you not?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the only thing that was a little weird is Ant was getting killed.
Well, hold on. I don't know if it's necessarily planned for pool, because the bomb indicator is in the water and the little bomb is on the right. And there's a glitch in this game where the bomb will be where you last touch land if you touch the water.
It's a slide defuse cheese.
But wait, right? There's more.
Oh no.
All right, then we get into the 2-5 round. This blew my mind.
Oh, no.
3v3 situation, bomb goes down. All right, you know that they're playing art. Look at their thought process. Shotzi turns around. No, look. Shotzi turns around, runs the other way. AG runs out of Lion by himself. Look at this. Dies. Goodbye. Right now, it's a 3v2 situation. Shotzi's on one end of the map. Dashy's on the other end of the map. Right now, Dashy's trying to make a play. Now Ant hits line with AG. This is on both of them, by the way. AG, Ant, talk to each other. What are we doing? We hitting our line? We wrapping back the cut? Like, work together, work a trade. AG runs line. Ant runs away. Dashy's late flanking. Right? I'm like, dude, this hurt my soul to watch. It hurt my soul. I'm like, dude, what are they doing? Like, it looks like they're not talking to each other. Like, it looks like they're blacking the fuck out. Like, did that not look crazy to anybody else?
Look at Heretics. Look at Heretics' reaction, like when they win the map, like how they're just like talking to each other. They're probably just like, what the fuck
like
are
bots
these dudes
running out.
doing,
Like
dog?
AG's by himself. They're probably like, what the fuck? Free blood, boom. Then
This
they're
is
like
4
spinning
solo
around.
queues against the 4 stack.
Yeah, bro, it's just nonstop solo chow after solo chow after solo chow. And boom, Ant makes a play, gets one, and what happens when he gets one? He gets traded. Why? Because Miami are holding hands. Look at Miami's setup. They're all in a position to where they can help each other. Real could come back and help them here, right? If any of these two players get into a fight, 5 can bounce off of 7, 7 can bounce off of 5. Like, these guys can make plays off each other. But instead, they Optic just run at them solo, bro. I mean, dude, we don't need to just keep ranting about it, but, bro, these rounds looked horrible. They looked like, it actually looked like they weren't talking to each other. Like, it was bad.
Like I said, Tom, this should have been, if ROKKR in the round, we didn't watch a round where he almost clutched a 1v2. And Ken killed him because he couldn't jump through cat window. He just kind of burgered his movement. If he got away, he probably wins that. This would have been a 6-1, not a 6-2. That's how bad this was.
Then we get into the control. Shotzi makes a fucking phenomenal play. He gets 1, gets 2. 4 dead. What does he do? Whips out the knife and blocks the back art spawn, right? Spawns. Play. Great play. Fantastic play. Right? He dies, whatever. Stacks come in. What the fuck happened here? Look at the point right now. All you got to do is kill Real sliding. That's all you got to do is hold your close left. They can't be art. They have no choice but to flood from mid, for the flood from Lion side. Ant just blocked that spawn. There's nobody there, right? They're either coming from statue
And they have the cross.
Line.
They have the cross.
How does Real slide? Bro, how is this guy still alive?
You're not even ironed?
Bro, how the fuck did they slide in here and win this round? How does this happen? Like, I just don't get it, bro. I need
a good Eiffel out of Pred there on Kenny.
We're not even
standing right behind him.
Bro,
I don't think Ken's stunned. There's a trophy there, unless the trophy just popped. He's stunned.
It doesn't even matter, bro. We're not even triggering. Both these guys.
All three of these guys should be looking here, right where Kenny's looking at, right where Kenny's here. Like, even Dashy throwing some shimmies and shit. Like, you're about to cap the point, bro. There was no reason why his head should have popped off right here. His head should be gone.
Brandon saw everybody. Brandon's probably calling that out.
There's one
should be fucking gone. Look at this.
There's one line of sight, bro. There's one line of sight they had to look at.
How the fuck is he doing this? This guy's evading. This guy's evading bullets, bro. There's 3 guys on point. They slide in. ROKKR somehow gets 2. Lucky gets 1. Boom. Next thing you know, I mean, bro, the Optic have no lives now. I mean, that was their opportunity. The Shotzi makes a great heads up play, and then that happens. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? It's just, bro, it's just bad all around. It feels like they just look uncomfortable, and the teamwork's clearly off. And you don't need to be like a fucking ESPN analyst to fucking break the bro. You don't need to play the game to know some of this shit, bro. Like
apparently, according to them, you do. According to them, apparently.
I mean,
like Sam says, if you're watching it from caster and breaking it down with the kill feed, what the players see, regardless of us maybe not necessarily knowing all of the intricacies of the game, Shotzi's telling them where they all are. They block the spawn. They're all coming from one direction. That is something the players know. We don't need to fucking play the game every day to break it down, bro. It's fucking clear as day.
Bro, listen, I was watching the Game Time podcast, and they're talking about how they didn't watch some matches. Bro, they should be watching all the matches and stealing what other people are doing. Because whatever tactics or system they're trying to execute right now is not how to play this game correctly. They should be stealing other people's shit.
What podcast?
The Game Chat or whatever the fuck it's called.
An Optic podcast? What is that?
they have a team podcast that comes out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and they were talking about how sometimes they, I don't know if they're joking or not, they aren't watching the matches. I'm just sitting here like,
I'm saying, bro, like, bro, I don't know how many times I can say it, bro. It's just nowadays, bro, people cut from a different cloth, bro. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Some people used to go out to dinner and watch teams. Nowadays, people just collect their check. Like Shotzi said on Twitter, bro. I agree with him. People just out there collecting a check. Some of them.
You're saying on his team?
Absolutely on
I mean, if I made the play that shot, first of all, Shotzi was frying first map, and he made the fucking play that, like, bro, if I'm Shotzi, I'm losing fucking composure, bro. I'm gonna be honest, I'm losing full. Like, especially, like, there's no way they're not, but there is no way that they are not watching back these matches and scratching their head. Like, there's no way they're watching back these matches and being like, oh yeah, like just shrugging it off. Like, there's actually no way, and there's no way in hell they can disagree with anything that was just shown and just said. Like, there's no way they can disagree with it. If they disagree with it, I don't know what to tell them. Right? Like, it's just like, bro, gotta clean up the little things, gotta start working as a team. Obviously, very talented players, but they're all on different pages right now. I promise you. They are not playing as a unit right now, and that's all it is. Has nothing to do with talent. Stop talking about role changes. Everybody keeps coming in here saying, move Kenny to a sub, move Pred to an AR. Bro, what the fuck is a role change gonna do when they're all over the map, just running around, just doing whatever the fuck they want to do? There's no teamwork, no nothing. What is a role change gonna do?
Bro, they
Absolutely
just
fucking nothing, Tom.
Bro, they don't
Nothing.
have a fucking. They don't have an idea. I got a DM from an anonymous source, but it's a pro player, and they basically because they were watching the show or whatever, and they said that. Well, let me read it verbatim because I don't want to like misconstrue
Good.
anything.
This is good.
He said, "Bro, they don't even know where people are coming from. They're in a hill where spawns are so easy to
they're
read,
worse
and
than
they're
the
asking each other, where are they?" That is literally what a pro
That's
said.
what we were roasting the Falcons for, bro. Oh
Like,
God.
It was in the listening, apparently, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, these guys they're lost. Their arrows aren't looking in the right places. Their arrows are not moving into the right places. They can shoot their guns, but at the end of the day, they don't know where the fuck they are, bro. They don't know where people are. They
don't know
just
where they
can't
are.
read
They
it.
don't know what they want to do. I agree with your take, Chris. I think, unfortunately, it's going to end up with them probably bombing out this major, and they got to have a real conversation, not about also the personnel on the team. They need to get some external help.
I don't know,
to really,
unless
understand
LAN
helps
helps
what
them
people are
click.
fucking doing.
Unless
Go ahead,
LAN
Tom.
helps them get back into that mentality of just teamwork, right? Like, unless like the atmosphere can get them back into like working together, because sometimes that happens. Like, a change of atmosphere can help, but I mean, bro, if they continue making like the decisions that they're making online, they are cooked on LAN. Like, it's
Mathematically,
Nub
I
just
bel-
poked me and he said Ben J. Smith.
yeah, going up. But like, I think mathematically, because of the tiebreakers, they're auto losers bracket right now. I just think mathematically it's almost impossible. And no team has ever won a CDL event coming from losers bracket. Obviously, teams lose winners, and then drop down to losers, and then they win from loser round one.
Where
winners.
did
Same teams start there.
LAG start? Did they not start
Winners. They started winners.
in winners?
Yeah.
What was the format in Vanguard, bro? That was so long ago now.
It was
Tomorrow we got a banger to start off the day.
fucking format.
We got a banger tomorrow. The Vegas Falcons.
This is a grueler.
Going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas Gentlemen. Who the fuck knows what's gonna happen to this one? We got the blow it up bull, ladies and gentlemen. I got LAG. I'm gonna go LAG 3-1 here. Who do you got, Pat? Who do you got?
Oh God, I got the Falcons, bro. I got the
don't troll the
Falcons.
breaking
You got the
point
Falcons
lead.
tomorrow? Yeah,
Bro,
Pat, you got
bro,
the Falcons.
don't troll her
Think about it
breaking
this
point
way,
lead.
bro. It has to happen at some point, right? This is a good match for it to happen, bro.
Bro, LAG have been on a slippery slope in HP too. They have been getting cooked.
I got
Like,
Falcons 3-2.
Ooh.
2-3-5 Neslo.
That'd be insane. That would be fucking insane if they did that.
Bro, I can't do the Falcons pick, but if there's a series to win, it might be this one. I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna
Chris,
lie.
do the pick, man.
No, we're gonna go LA. Listen, we have a big lead on breaking point right now.
Exactly.
We fucking smoked
so we
them
can take
today.
some risks.
No,
Yeah, but
that's
I don't
what
wanna-
Namo said.
nah.
Last year, it blew his lead to fucking alley, bro.
Yeah, I'm going.
different.
I'm going
The Falcons versus
LAG, but
LAG, bro. It's a 50-50.
I'm going LAG. But there is a chance here for an HP win. I'm not gonna lie. There is a slight chance for an HP win.
That'd
This
be
LAG
crazy.
team
That'd
has
be
been
fucking
getting
crazy, bro.
fucking cooked. But listen, they've been getting cooked, but they know where the arrows are coming from. Unlike some teams right now. So I think LAG got it.
The
right.
easiest
What do you think, Ben?
LAG 3-1 angle of all time, bro. Easiest LAG 3-1.
Doug, who do you got, Dougie?
Pat, I have to disagree with you, man. I mean, the Falcons. I was so confident. I said I would put a tattoo on my ass of the Falcons if they beat Optic last week. Like, I'm not trying
That's
to.
LAG, dog.
I know, but like, I'm not trying to beat someone while they're down here. But I mean, Gorilla Mates definitely are gonna win this one.
Bro,
I'm
there
gonna
was-
say 3-1.
There was a legit Neslo angle in that series that you bet that on, by the way, Doug. It was close.
It was close. It actually
Oh, come
was
on,
close,
really?
bro.
If they didn't
No,
choke
Doug,
that
it
S and
was.
D,
It
they would have
actually
been
was.
2-1 up in the series,
'Cause
bro,
won
and
the
they could have forced a
trolled
game
the
5.
S&D, Doug, and they won the control. So they theoretically they could have went to a map 5, and I feel like anything can happen if you're going map 5 surge.
My
All I
first
know is
tattoo
the
of
graphic
Vegas
designer-
Falcons
The
logo on my
graphic
ass.
designer is gonna
That's it.
have a banger tomorrow. I just got a feeling.
Who?
The graphic designer, the Falcons.
Oh, the Falcons.
I mean, they have a Masterclass every fucking match day. They're actually like the best shit they push out on that account.
All right, let's go to the next one. Miami against Vancouver. I got Vancouver in that one. I think Vancouver's been looking really good. I think with Neptune, I think their whole team composition just looks completely different. Everybody's flourishing in every way. So I'm going to go Vancouver 3-1. Who do you got, Pat?
Yeah, I'll go Vancouver.
You're going Vancouver?
I think they're just better than the Heretics. Yeah.
All right, Chris, who you got?
I got Vancouver, but I think Miami could give them a fight here. Have we seen these teams play like recently at all? Since they brought in Neptune?
Since Neptune came in, no. I don't even know if they played this season. They played the first week, and it went to a game 5, round 11.
Yeah, so we haven't seen this team with Neptune. I still got Surge, but I'm interested to see where how Miami plays these guys. I mean, ROKKR and fucking Real are actually fucking unreal, dude. So, I could see them maybe taking some maps, but if Vancouver plays anything like they have been playing, this could probably be like a 3-0, 3-1.
Okay, what do you got, Ben?
Another easy read. Vancouver 3-0, bro. Miami played horrible today, bro. They play this way against Vancouver. Neptune's gonna drop a 190. These guys.
What do you got, Doug? What do you got, Dougie?
Give me, just because Ben said that, give me ROKKR and his biceps, man. Let's get a Miami 3-2. I'm gonna say Miami's gonna have an upset here, just because of what Ben just said.
Sounds good. Let's move on to the next one. We got Toronto Ultra versus Optic Texas. I got Toronto 3-0. Who you got, Pat?
What are you thinking about, bro?
Yeah, what is he thinking about right now? What's
I'm
going
just
through your
thinking
head right
What
now?
is going through your head, bro?
Thinking, bro, like what their team dinner is gonna be, bro.
That's what you're thinking.
Bro, you know what?
Porridge.
Is Optic in the chat right now, bro?
There are some other people in the chat.
I know
Listen,
Zinni's in here. I've seen Zinni.
I'm gonna leak them a documentary, bro. They just need to watch that.
Oh, they're
All
watching your
they gotta
greatness.
do. All they gotta do is watch that, Tom.
Did he mind Gem?
If they watch
read
that,
a whole
that's-
chapter of Mind Gem tonight.
No, that 7-minute video, it'll change their outlook entirely.
Bro, what is this, bro? All right,
Just watch
Pat.
it, Tom.
So who do you got, Pat?
I got Toronto because Optic's probably not gonna watch that, but if they did, I would probably take them.
All right, what's the map count?
3-0 for sure.
Okay, Chris.
3-0. Toronto.
Ben.
Jodeci did not beat Optic until last weekend. I fear he's going to stack win number 2, and it's going to be a 30-minute series. Toronto 3-0.
Okay. Doug.
3-0 Toronto.
Zinni's an idiot. Zinni's hilarious.
That's a good post from Zen.
X-Defiant trailer was godlike.
He said
What you
link the
talking about?
X-Defiant trailer, dude.
This shit was godlike.
And then we got Boston Breach versus Atlanta FaZe.
10 million players in under 1 week, by the way. Zinni would never hit those numbers, especially without Seth. Go ahead, though.
Damn.
Well, I'll hold my tongue.
I got Atlanta FaZe 3-0 over Boston Breach. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, I got FaZe for sure.
Okay, Duarte.
Come on now. Easy read phase. Doug, don't fucking do it.
Ben.
Over under 1.5 phase taking hostage situations. I'm going to say under at 1, phase 3-0. I don't think we're getting 2 again. I think that was an anomaly.
Dougie.
Breach 3-2, Chris.
Okay. What maps you winning in the 3-2? What maps you winning in the 3-2?
You got to reverse juju them, bro.
why
Like you're
don't you leave
putting
the
too
camera
much
like
pressure on them. Because I was pointing at him. I was like, "Don't fucking do it."
Yeah,
Doug.
yeah,
I was
you pulled
pointing
What
out
at
type
him.
of a
Yeah,
person
you-
would I be if I went against our boys?
That's true.
That's facts. No, Doug, you're a real one.
Riley on the Optic watch party.
Hard
You
points,
think
though.
you
Hard
think
points.
Zinni and Scump are picking Optic to win series?
They were. If you watch your watch party, they are picking Optic.
I don't
they're
watch
gonna
your watch
support
parties,
their
but fuck my
team,
life.
dude. They're gonna support their
I'm
team.
just fucking
Yeah, they
trolling,
support their
bro.
boys. They got to get one eventually.
You know,
Riley's so
you know
pissed I just
Zinni
threw
and
a
Seth
dagger
are
in my
watching
head.
this, and they're seeing the same mistakes we're seeing. They're probably
Yeah, no, they definitely know, bro. Seth is probably ripping his hair out, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
They might need to sub him in. They
I
might need to
feel,
bring him in.
I feel for them because you're just sitting there on that couch and it's probably just so like terrible in the chat and they just I don't see how they clean up this
100%.
Yeah,
weekend.
Scump did drop me. Yeah, absolutely not.
I just think if you want to pull up the standings, Tom, like go pull up the breaking point standings. I'm pretty sure Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't see a math in a scenario where even if, like, say Boston starts struggling, where Optic get like the 8th seed. I just don't see how the tiebreakers work.
Seth was asking about that after they lost, right? He was like, "Is there still a chance that Optic could get a winners bracket spot if we and Miami both lose out?" I think that's what his point was.
Hit up major 2 standings, Tom.
I just did.
I just, with the map count, it's just, I don't see how it works.
Yeah, they're in last right now,
Jesus fucking Christ.
which is tough.
Holy fuck.
All right,
By the way, they still have to play Thieves this split, so that's probably another 3 goals right there.
All right, Benjay, it's that time. We got some channel point predictions coming in. Right now, we got about 14 million channel points on you sinking it, 8 million on you missing it. A lot of people rooting for you here, Benjay. Let's see what you can do. Doug, you're our special guest. So you make the prediction, Doug. Does Ben sink the putt, Doug? What do you think?
Yeah, I think Ben's gonna sink the putt. He's got this.
So he's been a little shaky, Doug. He's been shaky, man. I don't know. He hasn't been.
Not when I've been watching. Every time I watch, he always sinks it.
Absolutely. We'll see what Benjay can do here. Doug's got him sinking it. We got 20 million channel points now. 21 million. I'm Ben sinking it. And he sinks it. Doug was right. Nice and comfortable. Benjay and his team gets the job done.
Bro, I made a lot of putts on stream today. I only missed like 1 today, so I was on it.
Ben locked in. He's locked the fuck in. He's ready to go. But chat, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of The Flank. Huge shout out again to Doug Censor Martin for hopping in last minute. I know a lot of you guys love Sam. He's, he was busy today. We'll get him back tomorrow. But Doug, we love having you on, bro. I love hearing your input, Doug. Love hearing from you. And shout out to the rest of the calls. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Wait. Why did Real just come at Ben's neck, bro?
What did Real say?
Wait, what did he say?
Just tweeted you, bro, like 2 seconds ago.
He tweeted at me?
Yeah. I'm not
What
gonna
did he
read
say?
it out loud. Tom, you're gonna have to pull it up.
Like, yeah, pull it up. I really want to pull it up. What did he say?
I don't want to read it out loud.
Why? Is it that bad?
He said, I don't know how you do it, but all your takes are brain dead. Holy fuck. Well, I watched a map 1 where you guys were brain dead, so maybe you shouldn't be roasting me, man. All good.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Absolutely. Real, fucking cooking Benjay, man. This is exactly what I like to see, man. This is awesome, dude. But hey, chat, I'm out of here. Thank you guys all so much, chat. The energy and the watch parties, the shows, you guys have been fucking insane. Thank you so much to everybody who's been tuned in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites that we're on. Go follow @theflankers, doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. ZooMaa.gg, new merch coming soon. I actually showed some of the designs today during the watch party. So if you saw it, there was a lot of positive feedback as well, so you'll expect to see those designs shortly. And of course, join the community. We're over 21,000 people now in the ZooMAFIA community on Twitter. It's pinned to my Twitter account. It's also spotlighted at the top of the Flank Twitter. So make sure to check that out. Join the community if you haven't already. But as always, man, take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Ciao, ciao. Slowly.
Ben, you're hilarious.